Yo legends! Welcome to Fanfiction Legend. Grab your headphones, because today's story is about to hit different. Disclaimer. I do not claim ownership of this story. All rights belong to the original creators. Dragon Ball, I can't hide anymore, I'm an angel. Chapter 1-1 Birth is God. Chapter 1-1 Birth is God. AI 737. Planet Va-G-Ta.as night fell. Luo Tian looked up at the stars all over the sky and the spaceship fleet suspended in the starry sky, and remained silent. This day has finally come. Luo Tian knew that after a while, it would be the end of Planet Vegeta. Except for a few scions, all scions on this planet would disappear with Planet Vegeta and become the dust of the universe. Of course, nothing will happen to Luo Tian, even if the entire universe is destroyed. Yes, Luo Tian traveled through time. When Luo Tian woke up, he found that he had traveled to the world of Dragon Ball. Luo Tian did not cross over to become a scion or some earthling, but was condensed from the essence of the universe and became an angel, born to be a god. True God. Moreover, they are born with endless life. The strength of the body is even more astonishing, although there is still a little gap compared with the god of destruction. But don't forget, Luo Tian was just born. He was born with the strength to be infinitely close to that of a god of destruction, and after practicing hard, it is simply too easy to surpass the god of destruction. After an angel is born, it has the appearance of an adult, and it will not change throughout its life. But Luo Tian was a little exception. His skin color was a little different from other angels, not blue skin, but yellow skin. Angels have to go out to practice after they are born. After the angels have passed the experience, they can also make their own strength reach a corresponding height and take over a new universe. According to the introduction of the Great Priest, the growth of an angel is divided into 4 stages. Each stage is divided into 3 levels. The current Luo Tian is the first level of the first stage. Through experience in the world, Luo Tian will gradually grow to the second stage. In the words of the Great Priest, the so-called experience is to increase your strength by comprehending your angel power through your experience, knowledge, practice, emotion, and other aspects in the world. At present, most of the official angels in the major universes have reached the second stage. There are also a small number of angels who have already reached the third stage. Only the Great Priest claimed to have reached the 4th stage. The Great Priest said that there is a 5th stage beyond the 4th stage, which is also the goal he has been pursuing. The god of destruction possesses destruction, which is fundamentally different from the power of angels. If it is converted into strength, it is equivalent to the first stage of an angel. Luo Tian then chose to practice on Planet Vegeta. Planet Vegeta at that time happened to be when Vegeta's father, King Vegeta, had just become king. Luo Tian felt the science on this planet from prosperity to decline, and gradually towards destruction. Regarding this, Luo Tian didn't have anything to be emotional about. It was just a sight for his angel experience. At this time, on Planet Vegeta, more and more scions were summoned back. Luo Tian, you feel it too, don't you? At this moment, a voice sounded from behind Luo Tian. It's Bardock. Luo Tian said without turning his head. It was Bardock who appeared behind Luo Tian, the father of Sun Wukong. Bardock's appearance is very similar to Monkey King. The only difference is that he has a long scar on his face and the fluffy tail behind him. Luo Tian has been on Planet Vegeta for a long time, so he knows most of the scions on the planet. And Bardock can be regarded as one of the few friends of Luo Tian on this planet. When I came back, I saw Frisia's spaceship, which was suspended not far from Planet Vegeta. He summoned us back. There must be some huge conspiracy. Bardock said in a deep voice. Yeah, you're right. Luo Tian nodded slightly. Sure enough. Bardock's face changed slightly. Frisia is afraid of the birth of Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God among scions, so he summoned all scions back, so that they can be wiped out in one fell swoop. Luo Tian smiled at Bardock. You were so calm. When I came back, they were indeed talking about the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan God. Bardock mused, but this is just a legend. Does Frisia believe in these rumors? Sometimes legends can become reality. Luo Tian smiled. Bardock was speechless. I don't know how to take what you said. I absolutely can't let Frisia succeed. Bardock gritted his teeth and clenched his fists tightly. I've been fighting in alien planets these years. It can be said that I have almost died, and my combat power has reached unprecedented heights. If there really are super scions, then I think I should be infinitely close. Luo Tian looked back at Bardock. How dare you say it? Are you already infinitely close to Super Saiyan? With your little combat power, Frisia can kill you with just a fart. The combat power is 15,000. Not bad, Bardock. You have already surpassed King Vegeta. Luo Tian could already feel his combat power value just by looking at Bardock. Bardock was stunned. You, how did you know? You didn't wear a detector. Bardock looked at Luo Tian in surprise. Did that fellow Thomas tell you? Luo Tian smiled and did not answer this question. Do you think I'm still Frisia's opponent with my current combat power? Bardock asked. You're far behind Frisia's fighting power. Forget it, I'd better not say it, because I'm afraid it will hurt you. Luo Tian sighed. Bardock, it's too shameful to talk halfway. It's okay, I'm mentally prepared. Bardock gritted his teeth. Luo Tian stretched out a finger. What? 10? Bardock's face changed color. Luo Tian shook his head. Stop joking, how could it be 100 million? Bardock was stunned. Luo Tian continued to shake his head. Bardock, could it be 1,000 million? That's impossible. How could his combat power reach such a high level? Bardock was terrified. Less. Luo Tian replied. Bardock rolled his eyes and almost fainted. Frisia's combat strength is 1.2 million. Luo Tian replied, to be precise, it should be 2,000 million, and I will erase the fraction of million for you. Bardock's body trembled violently, his face was like a blank sheet of paper. Frisia's combat power, is this an existence that is going to defy the sky? Okay, I'm telling you this, I just want you to recognize the facts, instead of living in your own dreams. Luo Tian sighed. This, are you kidding? Bardock said in a deep voice, I think this is simply impossible. A combat power of can destroy a planet. If it is a combat power of million, he can destroy the entire galaxy. It's still a bit difficult to destroy the galaxy. Luo Tian laughed it off and didn't continue on this topic. What about you? Luo Tian, what is your fighting strength? Bardock asked. I don't have fighting power. Luo Tian shook his head. What combat power do I need as an angel? Bardock was speechless. You say you have no fighting power. Who believes it? Anyway, you just have to remember that no matter how powerful Frisia is, he's not enough to slap me. Luo Tian smiled at Bardock. Fell silent. Can't chat anymore. Can we not brag? You said you were very strong. I agree with this point. After all, among many scions, you were also a very outstanding existence. But you said you could slap Frisia to death. But having said that, Luo Tian, your silver white hair is really eye-catching. I have never seen a scion with silver white hair. Bardock changed the subject with a smile. If you live long enough, maybe one day you will see another scion with silver white hair. Luo Tian said with a smile, I believe you are familiar with that person. Who? Bardock was stunned for a moment, showing confusion on his face. Bardock, if I were you, instead of chatting with me here, I should find a way to send your son Kakarot out as soon as possible, so that even if Planet Vegeta is destroyed, he will survive. Luo Tian smiled. Maybe one day, he will avenge his scion. Bardock, stop it, my son Kakarot, a little guy with a fighting power of only 2, but Luo Tian was right, he should find a way to keep Kakarot alive. I don't expect him to avenge us either, as long as he can live a healthy life on that planet. Where are you, Luo Tian? What are your plans? Bardock asked. I want to live and die with this planet. Luo Tian smiled at Bardock. Why do I get the feeling that you seem to have overlooked everything? Forget it. Whatever you want, okay, I understand. Bardock nodded solemnly. Kakarot's combat strength is only 2. I believe that even if he leaves Frisia in a spaceship, he should not be able to sense his existence. Perhaps, he can really escape this catastrophe. Go. Luo Tian smiled. After Bardock finished speaking, he immediately bid farewell to Luo Tian and quickly returned to his home. Jine, I'm back. Bardock greeted. Have you gone to find Luo Tian? Gnei smiled sweetly. Yes, I chatted with him. Bardock nodded. I'm afraid things will be more difficult than I imagined, and we have to make plans as soon as possible. Did even Luo Tian say that? Gnei's face changed color. Bardock didn't speak, but looked up at the stars outside the window. A brief silence. By the way, where's Raditz? Bardock asked. Raditz has become a combatant. He and Prince Vegeta went to another planet, which is far away from here, so he hasn't come back yet. Jine replied. Prince Vegeta? Are you partnering with such a tricky guy? Bardock was speechless, and then asked, where's Kakarot? Is he still in the parenting machine? Yeah, it's been 3 years, it's time for him to come out. Gnei nodded. Let's go and see him. Bardock nodded. Coming to the bedroom, Bardock saw Kakarot in the nursery machine. It's grown so big. Bardock sighed. Chapter 2 Destruction of Planet Vegeta. Chapter 2 Destruction of Planet Vegeta. Yeah, he looks exactly like you, especially his unique hairstyle. Genie smiled. You wait here, I'll steal a spherical spaceship and come back, and exile this child to other planets. Bardock had already made up his mind. Huh? Jine was stunned. Is it because of Frisia's conspiracy? That's right. Bardock said silently, the premonition of uneasiness is getting stronger and stronger, and even Luo Tian said so. I think things may be worse than imagined. After saying this, Bardock left the house in the dark, and secretly went to the spaceship base to steal a spherical spaceship and returned. The husband and wife stuffed Kakarot into the spaceship and quietly entered a mountainous area. Speaking of which, you are actually worried about your own child. This is really not like a Saiyan. Jine said with a smile, probably infected by your innocence. Bardock smiled. Wow. In the spherical spaceship, Kakarot was crying loudly, and was beating the spaceship with his small fist. It seemed that Kakarot wasn't quite used to the environment just after he got out of the childcare machine. Kakarot, stop making trouble. Bardock said, hey, Bardock, why don't we run away together? Genie suggested. It's useless, Frisia and the others have detectors, and the fighting power of the two of us will be detected by them immediately, so neither of us can escape. Bardock shook his head. That is to say, because Kakarot's combat power is only 2, so he was saved? Genie asked, whether it will be saved or not is still unknown? Bardock said in a deep voice, and put the spaceship on the ground. The program is set to go to a distant planet called Earth. Although there is plenty of food on it, the people and resources are of little value, so it is an unremarkable planet instead. Kakarot, if it's just your father worrying too much, we'll pick you up soon. Jine lay on the transparent hatch of the spaceship and said to Kakarot inside, remember, don't stare at the full moon for a long time. Bardock also warned, I'll tell Raditz about this too. Jine said, you must survive, Kakarot. Bardock waved at Kakarot inside the spaceship, take care. Genie held back her tears, not letting them flow down. Kakarot stretched out his little paw, and looked at his parents outside the window with a confused expression. Mom and Dad don't want me, what did I do wrong? Call out. A light blue flame shot up into the sky, rushed into the starry sky quickly, and disappeared in a flash. Destiny's Child was sent to Earth. Hey, Kakarot, be careful of the galactic patrolman. Jine shouted loudly, the vast universe, the vast starry sky. Frisia's spaceship is slowly moving in the starry sky. Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan God? Frisia sat on the aircraft, smiling sinisterly. Your Majesty Frisia, I think this is just a cliched heroic legend. A subordinate replied. Of course I know, but I can't tolerate any uneasiness. Frisia smiled lightly. In any case, the Scions are a group of extremely arrogant guys. They will never completely become my loyal servants. If this is the case, it is time for them to be destroyed together with the planet, but it's a pity, Scions are excellent combatants after all. The subordinate sighed. How many Scions have returned to Planet Vegeta? Frisia asked. In another month, almost all of them should be back. The subordinate replied, there are only a very small number of Scions left, and more time is needed to return. I can't wait that long. The preliminary plan is set in a month. Frisia smiled. Won't this arouse the suspicion of the survivors? The subordinate asked, just tell them that Planet Vegeta was hit by a huge meteorite, wouldn't it be enough? Frisia smiled. What? At this time, what did the subordinate suddenly notice? What? Frisia asked. It seems that there is a spherical spaceship passing by from a distant position over there. The subordinate hurriedly said, it looks like it was sent from Planet Vegeta, let me see who it is. The subordinates immediately manipulated the computer to check the characters on the spaceship. It's a Saiyan baby with only 2 combat power. The subordinate almost laughed to Frisia. Your Excellency Frisia, are you going to shoot down this spaceship? The subordinate asked, the combat power is only 2. Even if you survive, it will be difficult to survive in this universe. Frisia smiled softly, I'd better accumulate some virtue. Subordinate, Sir Frisia, do you have virtue? You don't bother to beat him down. Distant Planet. Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, and other Scions have already wiped out most of the humans on this planet. Vegeta, who was only 5 years old, was sitting on a rocket this time, holding an apple-like fruit in his hand. Is it really okay not to go back? You are a prince. Raditz asked. After experiencing this battle, Raditz was also slightly injured, but Vegeta and Nappa are safe and sound. Whatever, just pretend you didn't hear it. Vegeta said lightly, okay? Raditz thought it was a good idea. Okay, there are still many surviving humans on this planet, we want to wipe out all of them. Vegeta said, got up and threw away the apple, and ordered to several Saiyan companions present. Time passed day by day. 3 months came in a flash. Frisia's spaceship hovers high in the troposphere of planet Vegeta.Crunch. Frisia's spaceship hatch opens. Frisia slowly flew out of the spaceship on a flying machine. Frisia let out a strange laugh, and condensed an extremely powerful planet-destroying bomb in his hand. Disappear, Planet Vegeta. Frisia laughed wildly, and the planet-destroying bullets condensed in his hands rose in the face of the wind. Bardock's breath erupted, boosting his energy to the extreme, and charged towards Frisia in the air. Seeing Bardock rushing up, Frisia's face was full of disdain. Frisia uttered a strange cry, waved his hand lightly, and the planet-destroying bomb in his hand slammed down. The planetary destruction bomb covered the sky and the sun, carrying endless coercion. Chilla. On the planet-destroying bomb, arcs of electric arcs sprang up crazily, as if they were going to swallow the entire world. Qigong wave, energy surged in Bardock's hands, and a powerful Qigong wave hit the planet-destroying bomb. Puff, Bardock's Qigong wave was like a small drop of water in the sea, which disappeared in a flash after it came into contact with the planetary destruction bomb. Bardock's pupils shrank sharply, and he froze at that moment. Too strong, sure enough, as Luo Tian said. Frisia's combat power is probably unfathomable. I have no choice but to take this planet-destroying bomb. He casually summoned the planet-destroying bomb. Fell in the direction of Bardock. Bardock was devastated, with despair written all over his face. Jine, Raditz, Kakarot, goodbye. Bardock smiled helplessly. Just when Bardock thought that he was bound to die, he suddenly found that the figure around him flickered, and someone appeared in front of him. Luo Tian? Bardock was taken aback, knowing that you can't do it. Luo Tian sighed, snapped. Immediately afterwards, the scepter in Luo Tian's hand suddenly emerged. What is this? Bardock was taken aback. It's just a guy who eats, don't worry about it. Luo Tian smiled, snapped. Immediately afterwards, the crystal ball above the scepter in Luo Tian's hand suddenly shot out a bright flame. Crack, in the void where Luo Tian and Bardock were, a blue vortex just emerged. For the sake of our acquaintance, let me take you out of here. Luo Tian said, kicking Bardock into the blue whirlpool. Immediately afterwards, Luo Tian also plunged into the whirlpool. Snapped. The next moment, the two disappeared in an instant. At the moment when the two of them disappeared, the planet-destroying bomb fell from the sky. Boom! The entire Vegeta planet was torn apart on the spot, and instantly turned into cosmic dust. Frisia laughed wildly excitedly. The fireworks on the planet are still so beautiful and moving. I don't know how long it has passed, but Bardock finally woke up. You're awake. Bardock took a closer look and found that there were two foreigners, one tall and one short, appearing beside him. The skin of the two is lavender, and they look strange. They have big purple oval heads, and two antenna-like eyeballs stand on top of their heads. Bardock frowned, showing a vigilant expression. Don't be so vigilant. I am the doctor of this village. My name is Ibana, and he is my son Bailey. The tall man greeted with a smile, his expression looking friendly. When we found you, you passed out in the big forest in the distance. Bailey brought you back. This is the healing potion on Planet Plant. Saying that, Ibana picked up Bardock's arm and poured the healing potion on Bardock's injured forearm. Bardock was taken aback for a moment. This thing is very similar to the healing liquid in the healing device. Just now, this guy said that this place is Planet. Isn't that the previous name of Planet Vegeta? What exactly is going on? How did I end up in this place? Chapter 3. We see you after 1,000 years. Chapter 3. We see you after 1,000 years. Take a good rest first. I believe that your injury will fully recover in a short time. Ibana said with a smile. Bardock didn't speak. After Ibana finished speaking, he and Bailey left the scene. Not long after Ibana and Bailey left, Luo Tian's figure also appeared at the entrance of the cave. Luo Tian? It's you? Bardock was stunned for a moment, looked at Luo Tian with a blank face, and asked quickly, what's going on? Where are we? He just said that this is Planet Plant? Isn't Planet Plant the former name of Planet Vegeta? Bardock asked several questions in a row. The time of an accidental shuttle is too early. This place seems to be 1,000 years ago. Luo Tian pondered. Bardock's eyes widened, shock written all over his face. What? This is 1,000 years ago. Do not make jokes. Live well, Bardock. Maybe when you live to the era we live in, you will be able to see me. Luo Tian stepped forward and patted Bardock on the shoulder. Bardock, what do you mean? Come on, you can do it. Luo Tian smiled. Who are you? Bardock asked tremblingly, you can understand that I am a god. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Bardock was silent. God, this is what it says. In fact, it's not that Bardock doesn't believe it, but mainly because he can't accept it. It's like your friend who has been with you for many years. Suddenly he said that he is a god, and he is omnipotent. Can you accept? Just ask if you are afraid. Look, you don't believe me, to be honest. Luo Tian smiled. Okay, take care, and strive to become a Super Saiyan as soon as possible. You mean, can I become a Super Saiyan? Bardock asked hastily as his heart moved. Just say something nice when we part, can't you hear it? Luo Tian sighed. Bardock fell silent again. Can't chat anymore. You can always talk to death.so. What about Jine? Bardock asked again. Of course, it was born after 1,000 years. Luo Tian said, come on, try to live for 1,000 years. Bardock was heartbroken. Who can live 1,000 years? The lifespan of a Saiyan is more than 100 years, and if you are lucky, you can live for 200 years. 200 years is an extremely long lifespan. After all, the lifespan of Saiyans is actually not much different from that of Earth people. However, Saiyans are able to enter the fighting state at a young age and keep their bodies youthful for a long time. This is done for the convenience of a good fight. The youthful appearance can last until about 72 years old, and then it will slowly age. The lifespan of most Saiyans, if there is no battle damage, is about 92 years old. I have to go back. See you by fate. Luo Tian waved his hand. It snapped. A scepter appeared again in Luo Tian's hand. The crystal ball above the scepter shot out a blue flame. Suddenly, a vortex appeared on the scene. Wait a minute, take me back too. Bardock said hastily. Luo Tian ignored Bardock, entered the vortex, and disappeared in a flash. Bardock's body trembled violently. 1,000 How can I live beyond 1,000 years? That is simply impossible. I want to go back too. I absolutely cannot stay in this era. I want to go home. Snapped. Bardock bumped headlong into that vortex. It's just that Bardock didn't travel back, but felt his head hit a hard rock, and felt dizzy for a while. Shoo. The next moment, the blue vortex disappeared suddenly. Hey, wait a minute. Don't disappear. Bardock shouted. Then there is no more. Then the whole world seemed to be quiet at this moment. Cave, or that cave, added a loneliness and helplessness. Huh? What disappeared? Are you having a nightmare? At this moment, Bailey came forward with the food and looked at Bardock in surprise. Bardock silently looked at Bailey. Are you okay? Bailey asked with concern. Get out. I don't want to talk to you. Bardock snorted. Shoo. Luo Tian returned to his own time through the spacetime tunnel. It's just that Planet Vegeta has been destroyed at this time. Even Frieza also left here in his spaceship. Luo Tian was just suspended in the universe. What? Saved Planet Vegeta? That is impossible. As an angel, the principle is to maintain a neutral state. Of course, this principle may not be impossible to break. The main reason is that Luo Tian felt that there was no need to save Planet Va-G-Tot. It is a matter of time before this planet goes to destruction. A race going from peak to decline. In this vast universe, it is nothing more than normal. As for the angels who fight with all their strength, they will disappear. Regarding this matter, Luo Tian also consulted the Great Priest. The Great Priest said, as long as you are strong enough, you don't need to fight with all your strength. Just like the current Frieza, Luo Tian can completely slap him to death with a light slap. Frieza belched. Will Luo Tian disappear like this? Of course not, because Luo Tian didn't go all out to fight. But if the opponent is replaced by Beerus, Luo Tian will indeed disappear under the full strength of the fight. However, if Luo Tian is given time to practice and comprehend, I believe that one day he will beat Beerus. Next, I think I should go to Earth to play. Luo Tian pondered. In any case, life on Planet Vegeta can be regarded as fulfilling my childhood dream. Call out. Luo Tian said something to himself, and immediately turned into a bright flame, and flew towards the direction of the Earth quickly. In the starry sky. A huge spaceship is moving slowly. Ha ha ha. In the spaceship, Frieza's manic laughter came out from time to time. I am so happy today. Planet Vegeta was destroyed just like that. How many surviving Saiyans are there? Frieza suddenly asked his subordinates. This, Your Excellency Frieza, according to our statistics, there are less than 10 Saiyans left. The subordinate immediately replied, this includes some Saiyans who left the planet a long time ago and have lost contact. Your Excellency Frieza, among the remaining Saiyans, this Prince Vegeta is the only one who is outstanding, and he has a very high talent. At a young age, his combat power has already reached 15,000. If he continues to develop. Dodoria said in a deep voice, the kid Vegeta and the Saiyan children didn't come back. I guess they pretended not to hear Lord Frieza's call. Sabo smiled. By the way, their battle on that planet. Only 3 people survived, and the rest died. Dodoria looked at the remote data again. That kid Vegeta performed extremely well in this battle, Your Excellency Frisia. Just in case, why don't you get that kid Vegeta to develop by your side? Dodoria suggested. Thinking about it makes me feel excited. Let it Tuba, who is about to reach his full level practice in Novice Village. Even if he is given 32 years, I am afraid his combat effectiveness will not be greatly improved. You see and do it. Frisia smiled. Call out. Just as he was talking, he saw a bright flame streaking across the starry sky in the distance, only to disappear in a blink of an eye. It was Luo Tian who passed by here. What? What is that? Sabo's eyes widened, and he looked at the diamond-like flame in the distance. Sabo, there is nothing to make a fuss about. Dodoria smiled. There are still many such phenomena in the universe. Why do I vaguely feel like a person flew over there? Sabo rubbed his eyes. This person feels like a scion on planet Vegeta. I seem to have seen it somewhere. Frisia glanced at Sabo. Your Excellency Frisia, I may be dazzled. I'm really sorry. Sabo quickly apologized. It is absolutely impossible for such a scion to exist. After all, planet Vegeta has been destroyed. Besides Sabo, no scion can fly as fast. Dodoria smiled lightly. That's true. Sabo nodded. After Sabo finished speaking, he fell silent again. That person, to me, really looks like a scion I've seen before, especially his silver white hair is definitely memorable to me. Yes, Luo Tian, that scion named Luo Tian. Just, how is it possible? Didn't Luo Tian die with planet Vegeta? I must be dazzled. That's right, I still don't want to worry about it. Sabo, what's the matter? Are you still thinking about what happened just now? Frisia narrowed his triangular eyes and looked at Sabo. No. Sabo waved his hands vigorously. It's fine if you don't. Frisia smiled. Lightly. Sabo was silent again. Frisia frowned too. Just now, for a moment, a trace of uneasiness suddenly emerged in my heart. This is how it happened. This trace of uneasiness seems to be related to that bright flame. Yes, that bright flame really is scion flying. Frisia wanted to catch up, but the speed of the flame was too fast, faster than the speed of the spaceship still chasing Wool. With the current technological level of Frisia Legion, don't even think about it, and it is impossible to explore. The image of the other party at all, an unnamed planet. Vegeta, just received a call. Planet Vegeta has been destroyed due to the impact of a huge meteorite. Raditz was stunned, his expression changing again and again. What? Nappa also had cold sweat on his face. So, there are only 3 of us left among the Scions? Raditz said in a deep voice. Now there is no way to be the king of the Scions. A trace of helplessness appeared on Vegeta's immature face. Raditz, Naba, when is it? You still think about the king of the Scions? It seems like there are only 3 of us left among the Scions. Chapter 4. I Flew to Earth. Chapter 4. I Flew to Earth. There is another Scion who seems to have survived. He is my younger brother. Raditz scratched his head. A month ago, he was sent to an alien planet by my parents. What planet did he send to? Mom told me, but I can't remember. Vegeta, what should we do next? Nappa ignored Raditz's younger brother, completely out of ideas at this time. Of course I will continue to fight. Vegeta smiled slightly. According to my current growth rate of combat power, sooner or later I will make my combat power reach more than 10. The combat power is 10. Naba's face changed color. Scary guy, my combat strength is only 500 now. If I hadn't been lucky, I'm afraid I would have died this time. Raditz said with emotion. I know the guy who is slowing down. You really should improve your combat power as soon as possible. Vegeta snorted. Yes. Raditz replied quickly. Earth. Looking at this familiar and no longer familiar planet, Luo Tian felt a little emotional for a moment. Looking down on the Earth from this space, the feeling is quite deep. Call out. The next moment, Luo Tian quickly fell towards the Earth. Yeah, someone help me, help me. At this moment, Luo Tian suddenly heard a voice coming from below. Luo Tian took a closer look. On the ground below, there were 2 robbers who were planning to do something excessive to a beautiful girl. The girl stepped back, her face pale. Moreover, what makes the girl feel the most desperate is that there is no one around here at all. It is not an exaggeration to call it a barren mountain. Miss Sister, let's have fun. There are only 3 of us here, as long as you make us happy. He. One of the scarred faces showed a smirk. Such a beautiful young lady. TSK. We are really lucky today. Another young man with braids smiled. The 2 pressed on the girl step by step. The girl also kept going backwards. Because of being too nervous, the girl's footsteps became unsteady, and she knelt on the ground at that time. Do you like to kneel? Miss Sister. Scar's smile became brighter, the girl burst into tears. Who will save me, Jack? Come and save me. The girl shouted. Stop shouting, it's useless, there's no one around here. The young man with braids smiled and was about to step forward. Snapped. At this moment, Luo Tian fell from the sky and landed beside the girl. Boom, Luo Tian flew up and kicked the young man with braids flying. The young man with braids slid an arc in the air and passed out on the spot when he landed. Oh, I'm afraid I'm going to turn into a vegetable if I accidentally use too much force. Luo Tian sighed. I'm not good at fighting. What? Who are you? Scarface's complexion changed again and again, and he immediately took out a pistol and pointed it at Luo Tian's body. Boom, Luo Tian slapped it, and the pistol in Scarface's hand flew out. Scar's face froze. A brief silence. Scarface reacted abruptly and immediately pulled out a dagger from behind. Snapped. Luo Tian grabbed the dagger and gently snapped it off. Crack. The dagger was broken immediately by Luo Tian. What other weapons? Luo Tian smiled. No more. Lord, please forgive me. Scarface was frightened, and then knelt down. Boom, Luo Tian kicked over. Scarface drew an arc in the air, and his head hit the ground. As for whether he died or not, Luo Tian couldn't care so much. Do you dare to fight an angel? It's not a pity to die. So handsome. Little red hearts flashed in the girl's eyes. Really handsome, are you okay? Luo Tian looked at the girl. However, Luo Tian was slightly taken aback when he saw it. I seem to have seen this girl somewhere. It looks like I saw it in a comic book. The girl has long golden hair, and she looks somewhat similar to Bulma. Could it be that she is Bulma's sister? Hi, I'm Taisai. Thank you for saving me. I will definitely repay you well. The girl quickly introduced herself and saluted Luo Tian. Taisai? Luo Tian was taken aback. She is indeed Bulma's older sister. Unexpectedly, just after coming to the earth, he saw Bulma's sister. My name is Luo Tian. Luo Tian smiled and asked, why are you in this deserted place? I'm a novelist. I want to collect materials here so that I can write conveniently. Who knows that I will meet those two villains? Taisai still has lingering fears in her heart. Thank you again for your life-saving grace. No matter what, I want to thank you very much. Do you want to make a promise with your body? Luo Tian smiled. Taisai, just now I thought you were serious. I didn't expect to say a few words just now. You're just making a joke like this. Snapped. At this moment, Jacques fell from the sky and quickly appeared on the scene. Taisai, were you calling for help just now? Jake asked hastily. Yes. Taisai wiped your sweat with your speed. By the time you rush over, I've already been bullied by them. Are you going to be rude to him, Miss Taisai? Jake asked, pointing at Luo Tian. Luo Tian knew Jake. Luo Tian also knew that Jacques was a galaxy patrolman. No, it's not like this. Taisai quickly explained. Taisai, you don't need to say more, let me fix him. Jack said, taking a fighting posture. Boom, Luo Tian slapped him fiercely before Jacques could react. He was shot flying. Taisai, what about repairing others? Why so careless? Aren't you an elite known as the Galaxy Patrol? Is this guy a fake? Jacques quickly adjusted his figure and returned to the scene again. Who are you? Jake's face changed color. How could this silver-haired boy be so powerful? Among the current Earthlings, it is said that such a powerful person does not exist. Jack. He's not a bad guy, he saved me. Taisai quickly explained. Isn't it a bad guy? Jake was taken aback. Yeah, his name is Luo Tian. Taisai introduced. Luo Tian, this is Jiako, he is my friend. You must have misunderstood just now. That's it, forget it. Luo Tian nodded. Jake, hit me, forget it, although your attack just now was not bad, but the main reason is that I didn't take precautions. If I were serious, you might not be my opponent. Jacques laughed and said to Luo Tian friendly, but having said that, you are quite powerful. Are you interested in developing into the Galaxy Patrol? With your strength, you should be able to quickly become the elite of the Galaxy Patrol. Not interested. Luo Tian shook his head. What? The elite of the Galaxy Patrol, that is the dream of many human beings. Jake was stunned and asked in surprise. By the way, Myers has become an elite now, right? Luo Tian asked with a smile. Myers? Jake was taken aback again, looked at Luo Tian without blinking, and asked, do you know Myers? I'm his brother. Luo Tian smiled at Jake. I said, why is this guy so powerful? It turned out to be Myers' brother. This is so special, this time humiliating. No wonder this guy also has silver hair, the same color as Myers' hair. No, Myers has blue skin, and the skin colors of the two of you are completely different. Jake asked. I in principle, we're not blood brothers, so it's normal for us to have different skin colors. Luo Tian smiled. Haha, that's right. Jake wiped his sweat. Do you know each other? Ties interjected. To be precise, I know Myers from the Galaxy Patrol. Luo Tian smiled slightly. By the way, shock, Myers should be the #1 member of the Galaxy Patrol right now. No. I'm #1. Jake said hastily. Luo Tian laughed it off, and didn't expose Jake's lie. This guy Jaka likes to talk big. Luo Tian is still very clear about this. Miss Taisai, how is the material for your novel going? Jake asked. This area should be no problem to use to construct your novel's worldview, right? I always feel that something is missing. Taisai thought. Hey, we agreed. I'll take you to find the material for the novel, and you'll provide me with the energy for the spaceship. Jake was anxious. I don't want to be trapped on this planet. This ancient planet doesn't even have communication equipment with our headquarters. Speaking of this, Jake immediately looked at Luo Tian, with bright lights flashing in his eyes. Your name is Luo Tian, right? How did you come to Earth? You must have come here through a spaceship, right? Can you lend me your spaceship? Jake seemed to have found the straw to save his life, and asked Luo Tian hastily. The reason why Jake appeared on the Earth was because he received information from the headquarters of the Galactic Patrol, saying that there will be a terrible Saiyan landing on this planet and launching a devastating blow to this planet. In order to stop this Saiyan from doing evil, Jake drove the spaceship to the Earth in the image of justice. However, when the spacecraft was landing, the engine accidentally collided with a hard rock, causing the spacecraft to malfunction. To repair the spacecraft, a relatively special energy source is needed. This particular source of energy is extremely valuable. Jake has no money. You can't grab it, can you? I am the embodiment of justice. Fortunately, Jacques met the novelist Taisai. Taisai said that this kind of energy should exist in her home, but she doesn't want to go home yet. She just wants to find some materials for writing novels outside. In order to return to the headquarters of the Galaxy Patrol as soon as possible, Jacques had no choice but to take Taisai around to collect novel materials. As for the Saiyan thing, Jake also investigated after coming to Earth. It seems that there are no terrible Scions appearing. Well, there must be a mistake in the information. I flew to the Earth. I didn't use a spaceship. Luo Tian replied. Jake, how bragging, Myers' brother, can we not blow it? Even if you say that your spaceship is broken, it is better than the current reason. Chapter 5. So, I and #039, am going to be a son-in-law? Chapter 5. So, I and #039, am going to be a son-in-law? Well, since you think my spaceship is broken, let's say it according to your idea. Luo Tian smiled. Jack was slightly taken aback. How did he know what was on my mind? Yes, it must be a coincidence. Forget it. See, you are in such a hurry. I'll take you home to find the energy source you mentioned. Taisai sighed. You talk, I should leave too. Luo Tian waved his hand. After saying this, Luo Tian was about to leave the scene. Wait a minute. Taisai hurried forward and took Luo Tian's hand. Is there anything else? Luo Tian asked. Luo Tian, I said I would repay you well. Come home with me? Taisai made an invitation. You don't really want to make a promise with your body? Luo Tian asked. Taisai wiped her sweat. What? Tais, are you going to marry him? Jaku also looked excited. That's great. I like to attend other people's weddings, or I can eat sumptuous food at the wedding banquet. Taisai, what is your logic? Just for food? Ahem, you misunderstood. I just wanted to repay Luo Tian. Taisai quickly explained. Oh, I was shocked. I thought you really wanted to make a promise with your body. Luo Tian laughed. Taisai wiped her sweat. Luo Tian, you can always kill Tian then, let's go. Taisai said, took out a universal capsule and threw it out. Boom, the universal capsule becomes a jet helicopter. Jake rushed up immediately, patted the helicopter, and began to study silently. Hey, don't think about my helicopter. I must have the energy you mentioned at home. Don't worry. Taisai said angrily. I didn't mean to hit your helicopter idea, I just think your helicopter model is too old. Jake laughed dryly and quibbled. It's up to you. Don't you know how to fly? It just so happens that this helicopter can accommodate 2 people, so you have to follow us well. Taisai said, holding Luo Tian's hand and stepping onto the helicopter. The helicopter starts. Jake, hey, don't you guys? Are you really leaving me behind? Jake expressed his innocence. I met you first, you were fine. Do you ignore my existence when you see a handsome guy? Call out. Taisai didn't agree with Jack, and controlled the jet helicopter to draw a white gas in the air, and moved quickly in the direction of Shidui. Jake flew up with his feet stepping on the flames, and followed behind. Soon, Taisai and Luo Tian landed at the Universal Capsule headquarters. Hey, Taisai, this is the Universal Capsule Group on Earth, right? It is said that the Universal Capsule Group is the richest company on Earth. How did you land the helicopter here? Jake exclaimed from behind. Idiot, this is my home. Taisai smiled mysteriously at Jake. Froze. Your home? I can't think of it, but I'm actually the eldest lady of a rich family. Taisai said with a smile. Jack was really speechless. You are a young lady from a rich family, but you have to pretend to be a poor scholar. I'm an adult, and I don't want to rely on the family's wealth to maintain my life. Taisai said seriously, although our family's money will not be spent in a few lifetimes, well, it's really strange how rich people think. Jake shook his head. However, through the time I was outside, I have already figured it out, although I also want to support myself. I think, let's use the money at home as much as I can. Anyway, I can't spend it all if I keep it. Taisai said with a smile. It's good if you can figure it out. Jake nodded. Luo Tian didn't speak, but looked calmer. How is it? Did Luo Tian get scared? Taisai giggled, seeing that Luo Tian did not speak. Taisai naively thought that he was frightened. After all, what looked like an ordinary beautiful girl suddenly transformed into the richest lady in the world. Who would have thought? This gap is really big enough. So, I'm going to be my son-in-law. Luo Tian mused. Taisai, Jake, this kid really knows how to chat. Oh, Taisai is back. At this time, Dr. Breves came over on his bicycle, adjusted his glasses, and looked at Taisai with a loving face. Dad, this is Galactic Patrolman Jake, who is said to have come to the Earth from a distant galaxy. He asked us for a special energy source. Does Dad have it here? Taisai said to her father, and pointed to the direction of Luo Tian and Jake. What? It's amazing, from a distant galaxy. Dr. Breves walked to the opposite side of Luo Tian and looked at him silently with his eyes closed. So you are an alien? The strange thing is that you don't seem to have much difference from the people on Earth. Silver white hair, although it is a bit special, but people on Earth are not without it. Luo Tian, Jake, Taisai, father, this is the Galaxy Patrol. Taisai said with a dark face. Oh, it's you really look different from people on Earth. Isn't it a mask? Dr. Breves asked curiously. It's not a mask, my face looks like this. Jake wiped his sweat. This dress also looks very unique. What material is it made of? Dr. Breves asked again. The tops are uniformly issued by the Galaxy Patrol. Gark replied. Pants. Dr. Breves stretched out his hand to try Jake's pants again, and sighed. The material of these pants is so good, it's completely in contact with the skin, right? Is it a kind of fusion material? Sorry. I'm not wearing pants. Jake wiped his sweat again. Breves, Taisai, don't look at me. Our body structure is different, so there's no fuss about not wearing pants. Jake said loudly. Actually, it's nothing. Luo Tian nodded, not surprised. Luo Tian is well informed. Jake glanced at Luo Tian gratefully. It's like the little pets we keep, such as the cats and dogs over there, and the little dinosaurs. Aren't they all without clothes? Luo Tian smiled. I'm not a pet. I'm the most powerful human being on our planet. Jake shouted angrily. Yeah. Luo Tian nodded. Jack was on the verge of tears. Your nonchalant attitude makes me not know how to pick it up. This is. Dr. Breves looked at Luo Tian again. Father, his name is Luo Tian. When I was in danger, he stepped forward to save me. He is my savior. Taisai said hastily. So, are you going to commit yourself? Asked Dr. Breves of father. Can we have a good chat? Taisai blushed. Ahem, to get down to business, what materials do you need? Dr. Breves turned to look at Jake. Yes. Jake then spoke of the energy needed for the spaceship. It should be. Come and have a look with me. It may be called differently. Dr. Breves greeted Jake. Okay, thank you, doctor. Jake thanked Tice. Take your boyfriend around first. Dr. Breves said, I'll take Jake to see what energy he needs. Dad, he's not my boyfriend. We haven't confirmed our relationship yet. Taisai shouted softly. Doctor. Breves didn't say anything more, and took Jake to find the energy he needed. I'm really sorry, Luo Tian, my father likes to make such silly jokes. Taisai said with a blushing face, I think he's quite humorous. Luo Tian smiled. Let's go, I'll show you around. Taisai greeted, okay, sorry to trouble you. Luo Tian nodded. Taisai was stunned. You can finally have a good chat. That's our courtyard. Taisai pointed to an infinitely spacious courtyard in front of her, and introduced it to Luo Tian. While talking, a little girl walked over unhurriedly. The little girl looks about 5 years old, with a blue ponytail. Little girl holds a toy gun in her hand. Luo Tian took a closer look. Where is this a toy gun? This is clearly a powerful laser gun. Luo Tian couldn't be more familiar with this little girl. The little girl is Bulma, the heroine of the Dragon Ball world. Sister, are you back? Bulma looked up at Taisai and asked, Luo Tian, this is my sister Bulma. Taisai introduced, who is he? Sister's boyfriend? Bulma looked at Luo Tian curiously. Taisai's face darkened instantly. And now the little girl, what is going on in her mind all day long? You are only 5 years old, do you know your boyfriend yet? You must be using Douyin when you were fine, which made you so precocious, just ordinary friends. Bulma, don't talk nonsense. Taisai reprimanded, really? It's the first time I've seen my sister lead a boy home. Bulma spoke plausibly, with a little more maturity on her immature face. Taisai, can't chat anymore. Chapter 6 The entire universe is my home. Chapter 6 The entire universe is my home. But this little brother is so handsome. Bulma stared at Luo Tian, much better looking than our kindergarten classmates. Taisai wiped her sweat. Luo Tian was silent. You compare me with your kindergarten classmates. Oh, it's Taisai who's back. At this time, another female voice came over. Luo Tian looked up and found a middle-aged woman walking slowly from a distance. It was Bulma's mother. Is this Taisai's boyfriend? Bulma's mother greeted with a smile. Taisai was about to cry. This home is just too much to wait for. Or I'll go out and look for a job as soon as I graduate. You look at this family, none of them are decent. I suspect I picked it up. Luo Tian, this is my mother. Taisai had no choice but to introduce, hello, auntie, excuse me. Luo Tian saluted politely. Why little brother is so handsome, isn't he really Taisai's boyfriend? If not, then just be my boyfriend. Bulma's mother said with a smile. Tais felt that her anger was about to explode. Mom, you are enough. Are you not afraid that Dad will hear this? It seems. Even if Dad heard it, he didn't seem to care about it. What a mistake. Why did I bring Luo Tian to our house? Such a good-looking little brother. You must wait for me to grow up soon. If my sister doesn't want you, I will be your girlfriend. Bulma said plausibly. Go, let's play with the kids. Taisai reprimanded angrily. Sister, you are still so fierce. Bulma giggled. Girls must learn to be gentle, so that brother Luo Tian will like you. Taisai, brother Luo Tian, what do you want to drink? Bulma's mother asked. Please don't be restrained, just treat this place as your own home, anything is fine. Luo Tian smiled. Let's have a cup of coffee. Speaking of which, when Luo Tian was training on Planet Vegeta, he hadn't had coffee yet, because there is no such plant as coffee on Planet Vegeta. Now that I'm back on Earth, it's a good choice to have a cup of coffee. Also, the food on Planet Vegeta is really hard to swallow. Fortunately, Luo Tian can do without eating or drinking, but if I don't eat for a long time, I always feel hungry. I'll go make you coffee. Tais felt that this place couldn't stay any longer, so she ran over to make coffee. After saying this to brother Luo Tian, have you ever kissed Taisai? Bulma's mother asked. Taisai had not run very far just now, but after hearing her mother's words, she almost stumbled and fell to the ground. Mom, is it appropriate for you to say that in front of Bulma? She is only 6 years old. Taisai's chest heaved up and down angrily. Oh, teenage girls are so irritable. My mother came here from that time. Bulma's mother said with a smile. Taisai burst into tears. Isn't it just a kiss? Don't treat me like a kid who doesn't know anything. Bulma was not surprised. I've seen it all on TV. Not yet, we just met. Luo Tian wiped his sweat. This family is really gone, but Luo Tian thought about it carefully. Bulma's family is like this. It seems that no matter what happens, they will maintain an optimistic state of mind. Even when Majin Buu was about to destroy the entire western capital, Bulma's parents still chose to stay in their home and live and die together with the little animals. Taisai, can't chat anymore. I'd better go make coffee. Where is little brother Luo Tian from? Bulma's mother asked casually. My home is everywhere. Luo Tian replied. The world is home. Does it mean that there is no home? Bulma muttered in a low voice. To be precise, the entire universe is my home. Luo Tian smiled at Bulma. I can really blow. You have left nothing to say. Bulma's mother was also speechless for a while. After chatting here and there for a while, Jack also found the energy source of the spaceship, and Dr. Breves walked towards this side. Thank you so much, Doctor. Jacques thanked. If it weren't for you, I'm afraid it would be very difficult for me to return to the Galactic Patrol headquarters. It's nothing, you're welcome, it's just a matter of little effort. The doctor smiled. Huh? Is this an alien? Bulma's eyes lit up after seeing Jake. Hey, yes, I am from an alien planet. In your words, I am an alien. Jake patted Bulma on the head proudly. Finally, I saw a living alien. Bulma looked at Jake silently. The little girl has a personality. Jake laughed dryly. Hey alien, can you fly? Bulma asked. Of course, I'm the elite of the Galaxy Patrol. Flying is simply too easy for me. Jacques smiled. 2 groups of golden flames emerged from his feet, and his body was already suspended in the air. Great. Bulma clapped her hands and applauded. Oh, this is an alien. Bulma's mother reacted and looked at Jake curiously. By the way, Jacques, you mean that the reason why you came to Earth is because of a certain who came to Earth? Will have a devastating blow to Earth? Dr. Breves suddenly asked. Yes, the Scions are very powerful, they are a fighting nation. Jake nodded vigorously, but there should be a little problem with the intelligence. Nothing, it made me worry for nothing. Is this gun powerful? Bulma shook the pistol in his hand. Jack wiped his sweat. Little girl, you took a toy gun. Do you think it's a child's playhouse? Of course not. You should be able to knock that villain away with one shot. Jacques said with a polite smile. Well, I also think the gun I made is very powerful. Bulma nodded slightly, and then aimed the gun at the lake not far away. Call out. Bulma pulled the trigger. A ray of light shot out from the muzzle of the gun and bombarded the lake. Boom, with a loud noise. The water in the lake rose to a height of 10,000 feet. Jake was so frightened that he was trembling all over. Where did this little girl get the weapon from? Why is it so powerful? Alright. Aliens. Bulma smiled. Don't look at Bulma at such a young age, but she is a scientific genius. Dr. Breves smiled gratifiedly. She should have inherited my excellent genes. It's really amazing. It's really amazing. Jake wiped his sweat. By the way, Doctor, I'll go back first. You guys talk, okay? Dr. Breves nodded slightly. Come and play when you have time. No problem. Jake waved his hand and rose into the air. Call out. Jack quickly left Bulma's house. Sure enough, scientists are weirdos. In this family, except for Miss Ties, who is a little normal, the rest are monsters. I'd better stay away from them. Are aliens really going to invade the Earth? Dr. Breves muttered in a low voice, and then he didn't take it seriously. There are aliens who do bad things. Why not catch them and study them carefully? Bulma was also thoughtful. The coffee is here. Taisai made the coffee and brought it up. After seeing the huge fluctuations on the lake surface, Tais was already used to it. Anyway, no one in the family is normal. Well, it smells so good. I haven't had coffee for a long time. Luo Tian took a deep breath while holding the coffee. Is it because you are allergic to coffee? Taisai asked. Luo Tian, with this brain circuit, I can't even keep up with your rhythm. Ahem, there is no such plant as coffee where I live. Luo Tian tasted it beautifully. Speaking of which, it has been more than 20 years since I drank coffee, right? It's still the same taste. By the way, Luo Tian, where is your home? Taisai asked. A brother. Luo Tian said that the whole universe is his home. Bulma interrupted. Taisai, speaking of which, can I ask you something, Taisai? Luo Tian asked. What is it? As long as I can do it, I will help you do it. This is what I promised you. Taisai replied. Help me find a place to live. Luo Tian pondered. I may have to stay on Earth for a while longer. You can brag. You really think of yourself as an alien. Bulma stared. What should I do? Just live in our house is so big. Taisai agreed immediately. Oh, won't you really become a son-in-law? Luo Tian scratched his head. No. It's not what you think. Taisai shouted softly. Bulma, look at your sister's face is red. Bulma's mother said to Bulma with a smile, Sister, have you really never kissed? Bulma asked curiously. Tais burst into tears. I really can't stay in this house. In this way, Luo Tian stayed at Bulma's house for the time being. Time passed day by day. 10 years later. Wow kaka, me. Bulma. I'm an adult at last. Bulma stretched out his arms, and that bumpy figure was also displayed in front of Luo Tian. Luo Tian, isn't it just a year? As for being so happy, speaking of which, I have lived here for 10 years before I knew it. It has to be said that Luo Tian gradually got used to life on Earth. At the same time, Luo Tian is also used to playing with Bulma and even Bulma's older sister Taisai. Although this kind of life is dull, it is wonderful, and in these ordinary days, Luo Tian finally grew his angel power to the second level of the first stage. I feel that the speed of advancement is a bit slow, but Luo Tian thought about it carefully, and there was nothing wrong with it. The angels in the major universes today have all lived for hundreds of millions of years, for hundreds of millions of years. The strongest among them is the third stage, and there are only 1 or 2 angels in the minority. Most of the angels in the universe are in the second stage of strength, that is to say, I have cultivated relatively quickly. I'll find out when I have time to ask Myers. According to the great priest, Myers and Luo Tian were born on the same day. However, Luo Tian seemed to be rushing to become an elder brother, so he condensed it first. It depends on how well Myers has cultivated his strength, but this is not in a hurry. Chapter 7 Brother-in-law, shall we go find Dragon Ball? Chapter 7 Brother-in-law, shall we go find Dragon Ball? Brother-in-law, do I look good? Bulma giggled, showing his figure and peerless face to Luo Tian. Ahem, how many times have I told you, don't call me brother-in-law, I really have nothing to do with your sister. Luo Tian reprimanded, hey, I'm used to it. Bulma smiled like a flower, are you 16 years old this year? I remember the year I met you, you were just 6 years old. Luo Tian said with a smile, well, I'm already an adult. Bulma nodded. In my impression, it seems that 18 years old is considered an adult. Luo Tian thoughtfully, looking at Bulma silently. And not to mention, Luo Tian has witnessed Bulma's growth from a little kid in the past to a beautiful girl now. No, 16 years old is an adult. Bulma pouted, okay, if you say 16 years old, then 16 years old. Luo Tian smiled. I'm going to go to high school after this summer vacation. I plan to use this summer vacation to fulfill my dream. Bulma said, I don't care, Luo Tian, you have to help me. You promised me you don't want to look for Dragon Balls, do you? Luo Tian asked. Do you still remember? I thought you had forgotten. Bulma was stunned, looked at Luo Tian and said, I can't forget it. Luo Tian smiled, alright, it's time to go out for a walk. When Bulma was 10 years old, Bulma discovered a Dragon Ball in the warehouse of his home. After Bulma's verification and research, I learned some secrets of Dragon Ball, but at that time Bulma was still young. It's obviously not appropriate to go out and look for Dragon Balls at that age. So Luo Tian may have promised that when Bulma becomes an adult, he will accompany her to find the Dragon Ball. Yes, my sister has already traveled to an alien planet. Bulma nodded, I have finally grown up, and I also want to go to an alien planet. There will be opportunities in the future. Let's go to Dragon Ball first. Luo Tian smiled slightly, and asked casually, by the way, have you decided what wish you want to make, secret? Bulma said with a smile. Luo Tian didn't press on. Of course no mind reading was used. Can I still not know your wish? Don't you just want a great boyfriend? As for Bulma's older sister, Tais, she left Earth 5 years ago in Jake's spaceship. Taisai really couldn't keep up with the rhythm of her family. Every time she chats, Taisai can always feel helpless. So when Jake came to play on Earth, Tais asked him to leave Earth with him. In this regard, Taisai's family did not object. In fact, Taisai mainly wanted to collect novel materials. When are you going to leave? Luo Tian asked. Of course, the sooner the better, just today. Bulma said, alright. Luo Tian nodded without objecting. Later, Bulma told her parents about going out to find the Dragon Balls. Going to find Dragon Balls. Bulma's mother asked with a smile. Oh, Bulma has grown up before I know it. Dr. Breves adjusted his glasses, looked at Bulma and asked, can any wish be granted? I don't know yet, just try it and you will understand. Bulma said. Bulma, have you made your wish? Asked Dr. Breves. Of course, I've already made up my wish. Bulma snorted, but I won't tell my parents now. I know Bulma's wish is probably to find a handsome boyfriend like Luo Tian. Bulma's mother said with a smile, stop talking. I was defeated by the brain circuit of my parents. My sister was too scared to come back by the two of you. Let me go out too. Bulma snorted, turned and left. Bulma, are you going by yourself? Asked Dr. Breves from behind. Of course not, Luo Tian will go with me. Bulma said without looking back, alright, Luo Tian is with you, so we can rest assured. Dr. Breves nodded. Oh, Luo Tian is going too. When you come back, you will all have children, right? Bulma's mother murmured. Bulma, who had just walked out not far away, almost staggered and fell to the ground. I can't stay in this house anymore. No wonder my sister ran away from home so early. I'll run away too. Immediately, Bulma took out the Dragon Ball radar and looked at the nearest Dragon Ball. Look, Luo Tian, the nearest Dragon Ball is thousands of kilometers away from us. Bulma pointed to the map on the Dragon Ball radar and said to Luo Tian expectantly. Let's go while it's still early. Luo Tian nodded. The location on the Dragon Ball radar that Bulma pointed to is the Baozi mountain where Xiao Wukong lived. What? You don't praise me. This is the Dragon Ball radar I managed to create. Bulma pouted, sullen. Oh? I thought you bought it. Luo Tian smiled at Bulma. Can this thing be bought? Is this the detector I made based on the wavelength on the Dragon Ball? Forget it, let's go. Bulma took out a capsule and threw it out casually. Boom. The capsule becomes a jet helicopter. Let's go. Bulma stepped into the helicopter. Luo Tian sat in the co-pilot's seat. Call out. The jet helicopter soared into the sky and moved quickly towards the direction of Baozi Mountain. After flying for less than an hour, an alarm signal appeared on the jet helicopter. Oops, there's no oil. Bulma gritted her teeth. Who used this capsule last time? They didn't fill up the oil either. What a mistake. In desperation, Bulma had no choice but to control the helicopter and landed in the nearby mountains. Bulma then turned the helicopter into a capsule and put it away. Not to mention, the air in the mountains is really fresh enough. Bulma took a deep breath and said to Luo Tian, let's use a car for the next mountain road, just to enjoy the scenery in the mountains. Okay. Luo Tian nodded without objecting. Boom, Bulma threw a capsule casually, and the capsule immediately turned into a green car. Immediately afterwards, Bulma took out the Dragon Ball radar and looked at it carefully. Look, Luo Tian, the Dragon Ball should be in this area, a little further to the west. It seems to be on the mountain. Bulma pointed to the Dragon Ball radar and said to Luo Tian. Suddenly, the car went up the mountain along the mountain road. Not long after traveling, Bulma suddenly saw a big fish appearing in front of him. Luo Tian, what do you think that is? Bulma exclaimed. A big fish. Luo Tian said. Bulma felt bad all over. Of course I knew it was a big fish. The question is, how could such a big fish appear on the road? And the big fish capsized. There is a child in front of the big fish. Luo Tian added, that kid Luo Tian couldn't be more familiar with. It was little Wukong child? Bulma was stunned, and got up to take a look. Sure enough, Bulma saw a child in front of the big fish. Raham, do you want to hit him to death? Luo Tian saw that Bulma had no intention of breaking. Bulma, how could I want to kill him? I didn't react. Crunch. Bulma hastily stepped on the brakes. Even so, Bulma's car also rubbed against the big fish, and almost hit the little Wukong. Little Wukong was also frightened at this time. His face changed again and again. Hey, I was shocked. It's too dangerous. Why are you walking in the middle of the road with a big fish? Bulma stretched out his head and shouted at little Wukong. Luo Tian sighed. What a typical female driver. You almost hit someone, but it makes sense. You monster. Do you want to steal my big fish? Xiao Wukong shouted. Bulma froze. What do you mean? Why can't I keep up with this kid? Who do you call a monster? Hey, little Wukong stepped forward and directly lifted the green car. Oops. Bulma lost her balance and fell directly into Luo Tian's arms. This is enough for you, little Wukong said, and he swung his arms forward violently, and he threw the car out. Boom. The car turned a few somersaults in the air and hit the ground. Of course, with Luo Tian's protection, Bulma would definitely not be injured. Even so, Bulma turned pale with fright and shivered for a while. This is a savage, right? Bulma was very angry, got out of Luo Tian's embrace, and took out a pistol casually. See how I deal with him? Bulma pointed the pistol at Sun Wukong's body. A goblin emerged from that monster. Xiao Wukong shouted. Bulma, you are a fairy, your whole family are goblins. Boom, Bulma shot Goku in the head. It hurts so much, it hurts me to death. What kind of sorcery is this? Little Wukong held his forehead, grinning in pain. No way? Why can't he be beaten to death? Luo Tian, what should we do? Bulma was stunned. Idiot, how could such a little thing kill me? My body is as strong as steel. Xiao Wukong shouted. Fairy, let me teach you a lesson and give me a stick. It's over. We're going to be eaten by savages. Woo woo woo. She looks so beautiful. Is she going to die at the hands of savages? Bulma cried. It's really yours. Let me use force as soon as I come up. Luo Tian smiled, stepped out of the car, and greeted little Wukong. We are not fairies, we are humans. Chapter 8 Meeting Wukong for the first time. Chapter 8 Meeting Wukong for the first time. Human? Is it a human? Little Wukong was slightly taken aback. Yes, it's a human. It's the same as you, look at it. Bulma also said hastily. Don't move. Don't move. Little Wukong stared at Bulma warily. Bulma wiped his sweat. Why can Luo Tian move? I can't move. You are really suspicious. Bulma was speechless. He is human, I have nothing to say, but you are different, giving people a weak look. Xiao Wukong looked at Bulma suspiciously. Bulma, hey, Luo Tian, what does he mean? Bulma didn't know how to answer. He probably hasn't seen a girl before. Luo Tian smiled. Ah? This old hat. Bulma was speechless. Little guy, we are all boys, and she is a girl. Luo Tian smiled at little Wukong. Girl? Is she a girl? Little Wukong was surprised. You're such a country bumpkin, haven't you seen a girl? Bulma was really speechless. It's the first time I've seen a girl. Little Wukong thoughtfully, looking at Bulma silently. Grandpa said when he was alive, you should be more polite to a girl. Your grandfather is right. Bulma nodded vigorously. A girl without a tail. Little Wukong looked behind Bulma and couldn't help saying, what? Putting on a fake tail, I think it looks pretty good. Bulma stared. Besides, doesn't Luo Tian also have a tail, huh? This big brother doesn't have a long tail either. Just like my grandfather, he is a weirdo. Little Wukong pondered. To Bulma, the strange person is you. Okay, forget it. Why am I arguing about this with a child? What does this monster do? Did you catch it? Little Wukong pointed to the car. That's not a monster, it's a car made by humans. Bulma explained. Is this a car? I've heard of it. It looks pretty good, but it's not very strong, and it will break if you hit it. Little Wukong jumped on the car and stepped on it lightly. Bulma, are you from the city? Little Wukong jumped off and asked again. Yes, from the far western capital. Bulma nodded. Come with me, you are a girl, I want to treat you to dinner. Little Wukong greeted. What? Don't invite me? Luo Tian smiled. Please, come together. Little Wukong said innocently. After finishing speaking, Xiao Wukong dragged the big fish to lead the way. Luo Tian, don't look at this little guy, but he's quite strong. If he helps us find Dragon Balls, it might be useful. Bulma whispered to Luo Tian. Well, that's fine. Luo Tian nodded. Soon, Xiao Wukong brought Luo Tian and Bulma to his home on Baozi Mountain. Little Wukong's home is not big, and the interior layout is also very simple, only a bed and a dining table, and opposite the entrance of the room, there is a 4-star Dragon Ball emitting golden light. Grandpa, I'm back. Look, I brought the girl to our house. Little Wukong said to Dragon Ball. Bulma's eyes lit up. Found it, look, Luo Tian. That's the Dragon Ball, and it's here. Bulma excitedly grabbed Luo Tian's arm. As the radar showed, my radar did nothing wrong. Saying that, Bulma immediately rushed forward and directly took the Dragon Ball as his own. Don't touch my grandpa, this is a relic of grandpa. Little Wukong said. How could this Dragon Ball be your grandfather? You old hat, let me show you this. Bulma said, and took out his 2 Dragon Balls. Look, how are you doing? Also grandpa, you have 2 grandpas. Little Wukong was stunned. This is called Dragon Ball. It appeared in my warehouse a long time ago. I didn't know what it was at the time, so I asked many people about it, and even searched a lot of documents and ancient books. Bulma explained. After many investigations, I finally found the answer in an ancient book. This thing is called Dragon Ball. There are 7 in total. They can emit a faint golden light. There are 1 to 7 stars in the Dragon Ball. Luo Tian, Bulma, why are you so long ago? Obviously it was 5 years ago, okay? Your span is a bit big. Yes, Grandpa's one has 4 stars. Little Wukong looked at the stars in Dragon Ball. This is called a 4-star bead. The one I found is a 2-star bead, and the other one was found by Luo Tian in a place 3 years ago. Bulma explained. Are you looking for Dragon Ball? Goku asked innocently. Yes. It's really not easy to collect 7. Bulma nodded. Are you doing it for the rosary? Little Wukong asked. Of course not. A miracle will happen if you get all 7 Dragon Balls. Bulma smiled, as long as you get all 7 Dragon Balls, say, come out, Shenlong. Shenlong will appear, and any wish we make can be granted. Sounds very interesting. Little Wukong looked forward to it for a while. A long time ago, it seems that someone gathered the Dragon Balls and became the king. Bulma said, but as the years passed, the Dragon Balls were scattered all over the world. I want to gather these Dragon Balls again. Hey, give me your 4-star ball. No, this is grandfather's relic. Xiao Wukong directly refused. Are you going to find Dragon Balls with us? For you, this is also a kind of experience. Luo Tian continued, a man should go around and practice hard. I believe that if your parents can see your growth one day, they will be very relieved. Big brother is right, but the ball has to be put on me. Little Wukong nodded. Luo Tian, you seem to know his parents. Bulma said. Don't tell me, I have a good relationship with his father. Luo Tian smiled. Bulma, did you say you knew his father? You really know how to speak. Forget it, don't worry about this problem. Anyway, Luo Tian can talk big. After so many years, I'm actually used to it. In fact, how did Bulma know that what Luo Tian said was basically true? It can be seen that the truth is in the hands of a few, but let's not talk about it. It's better to let him hold the Dragon Ball, so as to avoid any accidents. We still have a backup. Bulma pondered, yeah. Luo Tian nodded. Let's go, let's start our pleasant trip. Bulma smiled. Look, this is the Dragon Ball radar I made. I made it based on the weak radio waves sent by the Dragon Ball. I'm a genius. Well, the next Dragon Ball is about 1,200 kilometers away from here. I don't understand. Little Wukong scratched his head. You broke my car, so I had to change it into another car. Bulma said, took out a capsule, and asked casually, by the way, I haven't asked your name yet. My name is Little Wukong. What a strange name. Bulma was speechless. Big brother is Luo Tian, right? What about you? Little Wukong asked Bulma. Bulma? Ha ha, what a strange name. Little Wukong laughed. Bulma, you actually think my name is strange? Obviously it's your name that's weird. Okay, boom, Bulma snorted, threw a magic capsule, and conjured a car. You really are a goblin, and you know sorcery. Little Wukong immediately became vigilant. You old hat, this is not black magic. This kind of portable capsule is very common in the city. Bulma was speechless for a while. Call me a fairy again. Actually, Bulma does look like a fairy. Luo Tian smiled at Bulma. Little Wukong looked confused. What do you mean, let's go? Bulma greeted, Luo Tian, come and drive, let me rest for a while. It's easy to say. Luo Tian didn't object. Call out. Luo Tian stepped on the accelerator to the bottom, increasing the speed to the extreme. Oops, it feels so slow, compared with my flight. It's not as slow as 01:30. Forget it, let's make do with it. It's great, it runs much faster than me. Little Wukong was lying on the window and looking out. His face was full of shock. In this way, the journey of Luo Tian leading Xiao Wukong and Bulma to find the Dragon Ball started like this. The following story made Luo Tian revisit the history of Dragon Ball. The people I met afterwards were naturally sea turtles, turtle immortals, oolongs, leping, and so on, but because of Luo Tian's existence, neither Gua Xianrun nor Leping had any bad thoughts towards Bulma. After seeing Leping, Bulma naturally had no interest in him. After all, purely in terms of looks, Luo Tian beat Leping by 10 blocks. Luo Tian has an angel halo. Not only is he handsome, but how can his temperament be compared to that of ordinary humans? With such a handsome guy like Luo Tian, Bulma won't be moved when he sees other men. After Luo Tian confirmed that Bulma had no feelings for Leping, he left in the process of searching for the dragon ball. Kind of boring, and looking for Dragon Balls doesn't increase the power of angels. If the power of angels can be increased, Luo Tian can accompany him to continue the search. Otherwise, knowing where the Dragon Balls are, but still needing to explore bit by bit, would be quite boring indeed. Around the 10th day after Luo Tian returned home, Bulma also came back in disgrace. How is it? Did you get all the Dragon Balls to fulfill your wish? Luo Tian asked with a smile. Don't mention it, the guy who made Oolong asked for a boring wish in the end. Bulma sighed, it's all your fault, leave halfway, otherwise, maybe I can realize my wish. Chapter 9 Bulma, I will fulfill your wish. Chapter 9 Bulma, I will fulfill your wish. What exactly do you want? Tell me, maybe I can help you realize it. Luo Tian asked with a smile. No. I don't want to say it. Bulma pouted and shook her head vigorously. My wish is to make you fall in love with me and never leave me. Can you do it? However, Bulma just kept those words in his heart. If you say it. What if Luo Tian likes his sister? By the way, I wonder if my sister likes him. If my sister likes him, is it reasonable for me, a younger sister, to compete with my sister for a man? So tangled, that's the end of the hunt for the Dragon Balls. Then, several years passed, many things have happened in the past few years, from the world's martial arts conference to little Wukong's battle with the Red Ribbon Legion, to Piccolo and Monkey King growing up and marrying Kiki at the martial arts conference. These things are almost the same as the Dragon Ball plot Luo Tian is familiar with. The only difference is that Lepiang doesn't live in Bulma's house, and naturally he doesn't have any contact with Bulma. The two of them can only be regarded as ordinary friends who can no longer be ordinary. But there is one thing Luo Tian knows, that is, this guy Lepiang has been secretly in love with Bulma. But Bulma has no interest in Lepiang. In addition, regarding the appearance of Tao Bai Bai or Piccolo, Luo Tian did not make a move. Sun Wukong can solve them. Luo Tian has no need to make a move at all. The time flies. The years are like a shuttle. After Wukong defeated the newborn Piccolo, he and Chi Chi moved to Baozi Mountain to live. This is 5 years. In the past few years, Luo Tian has also cultivated the level of angel power to the peak of the second level of the first stage. There is still one step away from the third floor. Luo Tian, old Gue called just now and told us to go and play with him. Bulma said to Luo Tian, well, it's time to go out for a walk. These years, I feel that my strength has improved really slowly. Luo Tian sighed. You're so embarrassed to say. Sun Wukong is constantly practicing, but you are lucky, you know how to eat and drink all day long. Bulma rolled his eyes. Do you think you have the strength? Anyway, I have never seen you participate in the world's martial arts conference. I'm very strong, but they are too weak. Luo Tian shook his head. It's like a game. I'm level 100 now. Do you know how many levels Monkey King is? How much? Bulma asked. It's only level 10 if you die. Luo Tian pondered to Bulma, but having said that, I remember my sister said that when you rescued her before, you defeated the two gangsters with ease. Bulma was thoughtful. Now you know how powerful I am? Luo Tian smiled. I don't know. I only know that you are very good at bragging. Bulma snorted. Let's go. Wukong said today that he also wants to play with Gixianren. Well, let's go. Luo Tian nodded. By the way, my sister refused to come back from the alien planet all these years. I haven't seen my sister for a long time. Bulma didn't know what to say. Maybe she is used to the days of traveling in alien planets. Luo Tian said, well, whatever she wants. Bulma smiled. Call out. Immediately, Bulma controlled the jet helicopter and quickly flew towards the small island where the Gixianren was. The helicopter landed on the island. Long time no see. Bulma pushed open the door. It's Miss Bulma, and Luo Tian. Kellen greeted quickly. Oh, it's been a long time. Gue Xianran nodded. You are so ruthless. I have called you several times to ask you to come and play, but you are lucky, none of you will come. Speaking of this, the Gue Xian came to Bulma's ear. How is it? Have you confessed your love to Luo Tian? Gue Xianran asked. Bulma rolled her eyes. No, I'm still waiting for Luo Tian to confess his love to me. You're almost 30 this year, right? Gue Xian sighed. Look, Wukong is married. Boom. Bulma hit Gixianren on the forehead with one punch. Let you be troublesome. Bulma shouted angrily, don't talk about my age. I will always be an 18-year-old girl. Gue Xianran wiped his sweat. What are you talking about? Luo Tian asked with a smile. It's nothing. It's nothing. Gue Xianran shook his head, quickly denying what he said just now. Luo Tian smiled and didn't say anything more. Luo Tian knew very well about Bulma's thoughts on him. As an angel, if you can't even see this, then the angel's aura is useless. It's just that Luo Tian hasn't made up his mind yet. Should he be with Bulma? Bulma is not the only girl in my dreams. By the way, where is Lan Chi? Why isn't she at home? Bulma asked. Eloped with Tianjin Fan 5 years ago. Kellen replied to Bulma, elope? This Lan Chi, he actually eloped with Tianjin Fans. Hey. At this time, a voice came from outside. It's Wukong's voice. Kellen said excitedly. Goku was here. Bulma smiled afterwards. Luo Tian and others opened the door and went outside. Hi everyone, long time no see. Sun Wukong waved to Luo Tian and the others, holding a child in his arms. A child with a tail. Wukong? It's been a long time. Bulma smiled. Luo Tian nodded slightly to Sun Wukong. Wukong, I miss you so much, don't you guys contact us? Kellen said angrily. Ha ha ha. Sun Wukong smiled. Wukong, I just wanted to ask, this child is? Bulma couldn't bear it anymore and asked, yeah, are you babysitting for someone else? Kellen asked too. This is my son. Sun Wukong smiled slightly. Bulma, Kellen and Gixianren were immediately stunned. Sun Wukong has a son, that's amazing too, isn't it? Is it strange? Sun Wukong said with a smile, hey, Gohan, hello to everyone said. Sun Wukong put Sun Wufan down. Hello everyone, my name is Sun Wuhan, and I am 4 years old this year. Sun Wuhan introduced himself. Gohan? It's the same name as your dead grandfather. Gue Xianrun pondered, yeah. Sun Wukong nodded, you really scared me, I didn't expect you to bring your son here. Gue Xian sighed, and then whispered to Bulma, Bulma, don't you hurry up? You didn't see that Luo Tian didn't seem to be aging at all after so many years. Bulma was slightly taken aback. On the contrary, I'm not talking about you. I found that there are wrinkles in the corners of your eyes. Gue Xian said, if you don't hurry up, you will become a yellow-faced woman when you reach a certain age. Bulma glared. However, Bulma carefully thought about Gixianren's words, and felt that there was nothing wrong with what he said. Yes, after so many years, Luo Tian's appearance has not changed at all. When I was 6 years old, I met Luo Tian. Luo Tian said he was already 20 years old, nearly 20 years have now passed. Luo Tian should already be 40, right? Can't a 40-year-old man show any signs of aging? I should hurry up. Well, I will confess my love to Luo Tian when I get home today. Even Monkey King has a son. It's true that time is like a knife, and a knife makes people grow old, huh? Tail? Bulma also noticed the tail behind Sun Wuhan at this time. Yes, it's exactly the same as me before. Sun Wukong laughed. Will there be any special changes in this child? Bulma asked hastily, her heart tightened. Have you ever done that? Kellen also asked nervously. A special change? What do you mean? Monkey King couldn't understand. For example, the night of the full moon or something. Immortal Gue reminded. A night of the full moon? We went to bed very early. Sun Wukong shook his head and asked puzzledly, why do you ask that? It's nothing, go to bed early and get up early. Good habit, good habit. Gue Xianrun laughed. Wukong, is this kid as strong as you? Krillin asked, maybe? Sun Wukong nodded, I think he should have great potential. I also tried to train Gohan, but Chi-Chi was very angry. Why? Kellen was puzzled. It's a pity, isn't it? I also think it's a pity, but Chi-Chi said that the world is already peaceful, so there is no need to continue to practice, and the future is the era of learning culture. Sun Wukong said, that naughty little girl is actually an educational mother. Gue Xianrun laughed. Is this the Dragon Ball on Gohan's hat? Bulma noticed the Dragon Ball on Gohan's hat. Yes, it's a 4-star Dragon Ball. It's a relic of Grandpa. I put it on for Gohan after I found him. Sun Wukong nodded. Later, I found 3-star Dragon Balls and 6-star Dragon Balls. They are all kept at home now. Seeing these Dragon Balls reminds me of the past. Luo Tian, what are you looking at? Kellen couldn't help asking when he found Luo Tian staring at the distant sky. There are people flying in the sky over there. Alas, I'm afraid trouble is coming. Luo Tian sighed. Just when Luo Tian's voice just fell, Sun Wukong also sensed something suddenly, and immediately turned his head to look towards the sky behind him. What is it? Do you like them? Bulma asked. I feel a very powerful energy approaching us. What exactly is it? Sun Wukong's face changed color, and cold sweat rolled down his face. What? Gue Xian was stunned for a moment. He's coming. Monkey King looked up at the sky. Son Gohan gripped his father's pants tightly. Snapped. The next moment, a long-haired man descended from the sky and landed opposite Luo Tian and the others. This person also wore a strange instrument above his ear, and a green lens stretched out of the instrument, blocking his eyes. Raditz looked around at Luo Tian and the others present. Chapter 10 Raditz, I seem to have seen this white hair somewhere. Chapter 10 Raditz, I seem to have seen this white hair somewhere. Hey, you've grown up, Kakarot, I recognized you right away. Raditz smiled and looked at Monkey King silently. You look exactly like your father, huh? Sun Wukong was slightly taken aback. Are you talking to me? Who is this guy? What is he talking about? Kellen also looked puzzled. Even though Raditz said that he still took an extra look at Luo Tian. Why does this person look familiar? In my impression, there seems to be a guy with white hair on Planet Va-G-Tot. Looks like that too, right? Forget it. I must have made a mistake. Isn't Planet Vegeta already destroyed? Moreover, this guy's combat power is 0. What a wretch. What is the fighting power of that white-haired guy on Planet Vegeta? Can't remember. Time is far away, leave him alone. What's the matter? Isn't your mission to wipe out all the people on Earth? Raditz said coldly, why are there still so many humans? What are you talking about? Hey, I don't know who you are, but I advise you to go back quickly. It's not good to be so drunk in broad daylight. Kellen shook his finger and walked step by step in Raditz's direction. Clin. Don't get close to him. Sun Wukong quickly warned. Boom, when Clin was just getting close to Raditz, he saw the tail wrapped around Raditz's waist flicked fiercely, and slammed into Clin's body. Clin flew upside down at that moment, and stuck his head on the wall of the Guisian house behind him. Kellen's head was deeply embedded in the wooden house. Clin. Sun Wukong exclaimed, ouch. Kellen wailed. Bulma was even more frightened, trembling all over, and hugged Luo Tian tightly. You bastard. Sun Wukong was furious. However, Sun Wukong was surprised to find the tail on Raditz immediately after. Yes, it's a tail. Sun Wukong was stunned. This guy has a tail. Humph. You finally recognized it? Raditz smiled. Recognize it? What do you mean? Monkey King still looked puzzled. The Kakarot, haven't you even forgotten this? It's terrible. Raditz felt a pain in his egg. Hey, let me ask you, have you ever had a concussion before? My name is not Kakarot, but Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong corrected, answer my question. Did you get a bad head bang when you were a kid? Raditz yelled, yes, I don't remember very clearly, but I did get hit on the head when I was a child, and I still have the scar now. Monkey King nodded, sure enough. Raditz figured it out. So what? Sun Wukong asked back. Wukong, Gohan, who passed away a long time ago, once said that he picked up a child with a tail. This child was very irritable, and there was nothing he could do about it. Gue Xianrun explained, suddenly one day, the child accidentally fell into the valley while playing, and his head was hit hard, and he almost died. However, he survived with his strong vitality. Since then, his violent personality has changed, and he has become an honest and obedient child. Is that me? Sun Wukong was slightly taken aback. Yes. Turtle Immortal nodded. Bulma, Luo Tian, what do you think this means? That guy doesn't have anything to do with Wukong, does he? Bulma asked. Luo Tian smiled, but didn't answer. Who are you? Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and asked, you kid actually forgot everything. Raditz snorted, okay, I want to let you know about your past, and from now on, you have to do what you should do. Ouch. At this time, Kellen gritted his teeth and got out of the house. Kellen, are you okay? Sun Wukong asked with concern. It's okay, I can still hold on. Kellen replied, be careful, that guy's strength is extraordinary. I know. Sun Wukong nodded, I have a terrible feeling just facing him. Let me tell you, Kakarot, first of all, you are not from this planet. You were born on Planet Vegeta. You are the Saiyan who is the strongest race in the universe. Raditz said loudly. Sun Wukong was stunned. Turtle Immortal also stared wide-eyed. Kellen was even more shocked. I said no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't surpass him. It turns out that Goku's kid is an alien. Saiyan? I feel like I've heard of it somewhere. Bulma muttered, and I am your brother Raditz. Raditz continued. Monkey King and others were shocked again. Wukong. Wukong's real brother? Kellen asked with a wry smile. Is it really a brother? Bulma silently looked at Raditz. It doesn't look like it. Sun Wukong was also stunned immediately. Is this guy my brother? You are talking nonsense. Sun Wukong didn't believe it. If Goku was an alien, why is he on Earth? Krillin demanded, Humph, this question is very simple. Kakarot was sent here in order to eliminate the humans living on this planet. Raditz sneered, we Saiyans are a fighting nation. Our job is to find a planet with a suitable environment. After destroying the humans living there, sell the planet to aliens at a high price. Sun Wukong and others did not speak. If the people on the planet have strong fighting power, we will use adult fighters to deal with them. For a low-level planet like the Earth, it is enough to send a baby like you here. Raditz explained, it just so happens that there is a moon on this planet. You can wipe out all the humans here in a few years by yourself. Have you forgotten even the most basic orders? If that's the case, it's terrible, even scarier than that big devil Piccolo. Kellen trembled. Hey, how does the moon here affect me? Sun Wukong asked puzzled. Don't be stupid, isn't the night of the full moon the time when scions display their strongest energy? Raditz smiled. Bulma and the others were immediately dumbfounded. The three of Bulma clearly saw the terrifying appearance of Sun Wukong transformed into a giant ape. Please explain clearly. After Sun Wukong recovered from his transformation into a giant ape, he also forgot everything about his transformation into a giant ape. You bastard, where's your tail? Where's your tail? Raditz was stunned and asked hastily. It was cut off a long time ago. Monkey King said, you idiot, no wonder you can get along well with people on this planet? So you cut off your tail. Raditz shouted angrily. That's enough. I'm neither a scion from another planet nor your brother. None of this has anything to do with me. Monkey King shouted, you guys are the worst. I'm the Monkey King who grew up here, you should hurry back. Yes, yes. Bulma also waved to Raditz. Let's go. That's right, no matter what happened in the past, the current Monkey King has become an Earthling. Gue Xianran continued, well, Wukong saved our world, you'd better leave quickly. Kellen said loudly, things are not as simple as you said. Raditz smiled lightly. Scions were originally a minority. The planet Vegeta was hit by a huge meteorite and exploded. Almost all scions have become dust in the universe, including our parents. Sun Wukong didn't speak, mainly because I feel very strange to my biological parents. Among the remaining scions, including you, there are only 4. Raditz explained, the other 2 and I were going to capture other planets, so we were saved. Recently we found a planet that can be sold for a high price, and it was a bit difficult for 3 people to attack, so I thought of Kakarot. Although your combat power is not perfect, if our combined strength will definitely succeed. Sun Wukong was speechless. Awaken quickly, Kakarot. You should be excited, isn't the blood of a scion boiling on you? Raditz continued. Don't dream, I won't help you even if I die. Sun Wukong shouted. I noticed just now, is your son standing behind you? Raditz looked at Sun Wuhan. No, it's not. Monkey King shouted hastily, you can't fool me. His tail is the best evidence. Raditz smiled, what do you want to do? Monkey King was shocked, you are not very sensible as a father, so I plan to use your son. Raditz smiled. If you dare to come here again, I won't be polite to you. Sun Wukong looked at Raditz approaching step by step, clenched his fists, and shouted angrily. Boom, Raditz's knee hit Sun Wukong's abdomen heavily. Sun Wukong flew up to a certain height, but fell limply to the ground. One strike, Raditz knocked Sun Wukong down with just one blow. Sun Wukong felt that his body was about to fall apart. This guy is too powerful, I'm no match for him at all. A father. Sun Wuhan rushed towards his father in a hurry, but Raditz grabbed him from behind. Gue Xianran raised his crutch, wanted to attack but knew that he was far from his opponent. Kellen was even more frightened and trembled all over. Bulma hid in Luo Tian's arms, trembling with fright. Wow. Sun Gohan burst into tears. Chapter 11 Wukong, led in #039's fight. Chapter 11 Wukong, led in #039's fight. Kakarot, I'll take this child away first. If you want him to come back alive, you should obey my brother's orders. Raditz smiled. I'll give you a day to think about it. Tomorrow I will ask you to show proof of your obedience. It's very simple. You can kill 100 people on this planet by this time tomorrow, and just pile up the corpses here. Did you hear that? I will wait for your good news tomorrow. In fact, I don't want to kill my brother and his children with my own hands. It's just lawless. Kellen trembled all over. Okay, let me repeat again, kill 100 Earthlings tomorrow and pile up the corpses here. Raditz said coldly, if you do it, you can join our team. Of course, if you don't do it, I will kill your son. It's despicable to use a child. Kellen gritted his teeth. Monkey King was seriously injured, and he was a little speechless. If you don't want this child to die, prepare 100 corpses as soon as possible. Raditz smiled, however, the people on this planet will not be able to escape the catastrophe in the near future. After finishing that planet, the next target is the Earth. Bulma was terrified, what did you say? Kellen shrank his pupils even more. No way? Gue Xianran's expression changed again and again. the three of us can destroy the people on this planet in just 1 month. Kakarot, isn't the result the same if you kill 100 people now? Raditz smiled, can you understand my brother's good intentions? Now you have no other choice but to become my brother's accomplice and join my brother's team. Give me back my child. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and said, I'm looking forward to your satisfactory answer, and I'm doing this for your own good. Raditz smiled, and immediately flew into the sky. It's useless to disobey orders. Your incomplete combat power will never be able to defeat brother. Wow. Dad. Sun Wuhan looked at his father who was getting further and further away, and burst into tears at Gohan. Sun Wukong shouted. Call out. After reaching a certain height, Raditz turned around and flew away quickly. Damn it. This bastard. Sun Wukong watched helplessly as his son was taken away, but there was nothing he could do. I'm sorry, we can't help you at all. Guixian said in a deep voice, Wukong, are you alright? Kellen asked with concern, Somersault Cloud. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and shouted loudly to the sky. Call out. The golden clouds flew towards the side and landed beside Monkey King. Wait a minute, don't act rashly. Guixian run hastily advised. No. You will be killed if you go. Bulma also persuaded. Kellen hugged Sun Wukong tightly, not letting him go to Raditz. You are going to die in vain, you can't beat him at all. Wukong, can you beat him now? Krillin asked. Luo Tian, persuade him quickly. Bulma said to Luo Tian who was silent. Go Wukong, go challenge your brother, defeat him, and bring your son back. Luo Tian said, Krillin, Turtle Immortal, Bulma, let you persuade Sun Wukong, you are better off, just encourage him to challenge his brother, you are letting him die. I have calculated that the chance of Sun Wukong winning this battle is almost 0. Luo Tian pondered, then you still let him go to die? Bulma asked with a wry smile. There's a good saying, it's called death and life. Luo Tian smiled, death is also the beginning, what nonsense are you talking about? Bulma was speechless. Luo Tian is right. Even if I can't beat her, I will bring my son back. It doesn't matter if he dies. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and clenched his fists tightly. Also, he is not without a weakness. It's his tail. As long as you hold his tail tightly, he will lose his strength. I used to be like that. That's true, the question is how can I hold his tail? Kellen asked back. It's really hard for me to be alone. Sun Wukong was silent. Krillin, Turtle Immortal, you mean let the two of us help you? Well, Kellen and I will do our best to support you. But at this critical time, Let Being and Tan Jin Fan are not here. Gixianren gritted his teeth, but also stood up. Yes, the three of us fought with him, but I'm not confident. Kellen smiled wryly. It's a pity that Luo Tian didn't learn martial arts. Luo Tian, I was disgusted by you. Luo Tian, Bulma, if we die, please gather all the Dragon Balls and ask Shenlong to resurrect us. Kellen turned to Luo Tian and Bulma and said, okay, it's on me. Bulma didn't object. Kellen, I'm afraid that won't work. Sun Wukong shook his head. Shenlong once said that Shenlong would not accept the same wish fulfilled. That is to say, both Klin and Grandpa Gixianren were rescued by Shenlong once, so this time I'm afraid, Turtle Immortal, Krillin, both were silent. In other words, if he died in battle this time, he might really be dead, and he would never be able to resurrect again. Are you still willing to help me? Sun Wukong asked again. Of course. Gue Xianran wanted to cry. Does it need to be said? It's our turn to help you this time. Kellen burst into tears. I'm afraid I'm really going to die this time. I'm not married. Yet.no. I don't have a girlfriend yet. I think so. Why don't you collect all the 7 Dragon Balls and ask the dragon to save the world? Bulma suddenly thought of a good way and quickly proposed. Huh? This is a good idea. Kellen's face was full of surprise. Do you think you can collect all the Dragon Balls in one day? Gue Xianran shook his head. Yes. Kellen lowered his head helplessly. Okay, we have to take the initiative. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth. He probably didn't expect that we would go to him at this time, but we don't know where he is. Kling asked. Bulma, do you have Dragon Ball radar? Monkey King asked. I put a Dragon Ball radar here in the Gixianwu. Bulma said, and immediately ran to the room to find out the Dragon Ball radar. Several people gathered together to look at the information on the Dragon Ball radar. That's it, he's moving at high speed. Sun Wukong pointed to one of the flashing spots. Where is he planning to go? Isn't it going to the universe? Gue Xianran had a bad premonition. Stop. Fortunately, he is still on Earth. Bulma breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, let's act. We can't control that much anymore. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and clenched his fists tightly. You're right, maybe we can win. Kellen nodded, although the possibility is very small. Anyway, after losing, he and his companions will also attack the Earth, so it's better to fight hard. Gue Senran also tightly grasped his crutches. You guys can't do it. At this moment, only a voice was heard from nearby. The next moment, Piccolo stepped up from behind the house. Big Devil Piccolo. Bulma's face changed color, and she threw herself into Luo Tian's arms again. Sun Wukong was also taken aback. Gue Senran was even more startled. Clint froze. Why are you here? Sun Wukong asked. I followed that guy. Piccolo said. So, you've already met him? Sun Wukong asked. Yes. Piccolo nodded. You can't beat him if you go with the two of them. I'll go with you. Sun Wukong and others were silent. I believe you already know how powerful he is? Piccolo gritted his teeth and said, he is definitely not something that you and I can deal with alone. But if the two of us work together, there is a slight possibility of defeating him. That's true. Sun Wukong nodded slightly. But Piccolo, is this the sun coming out from the west? Don't get me wrong. Piccolo snorted. I'm not doing it for the peace of the earth, and I don't care about your son's fate. I just want to prevent me from conquering the whole world because of his existence. I will join forces with you to destroy that guy and his two accomplices first, and then deal with you, so that the world will return to my hands. That's not okay. I won't let you succeed. Sun Wukong smiled, but we can cooperate first to destroy the common enemy. That's right, I have no other choice. Piccolo smiled. Working with you makes me feel sick. Bulma, lend me the radar. Monkey King stretched out his hand. Okay. Bulma handed the Dragon Ball radar to Monkey King. Monkey King jumped onto the somersault cloud with the radar. Pick, can you keep up with the speed of my somersault cloud? Sun Wukong turned around and asked, stop underestimating people. How can the speed of your cloud compare with mine? Piccolo smiled lightly. Call out. The two stopped talking nonsense, and quickly flew towards the distance, and soon disappeared from the sight of Bulma and others. Of course, it has not disappeared from Luo Tian's sight. Luo Tian's eyes are better, and he can see the two of them from a distance. Are the two of them reconciled? Kellen asked. No, that's not the case. Gue Senran shook his head. The two of them are just a short-term cooperative relationship. There is currently no stronger lineup on Earth than this one. Maybe the two of them can really win. Really? Clint muttered, this contest is worth watching. Bulma, do you remember the location on the Dragon Ball radar? Let's go there too. Gue Xianran suggested. Chapter 12 Luo Tian, are you scared? Chapter 12 Luo Tian, are you scared? Okay, will there be no danger? Bulma asked tremblingly. It's okay. As long as the distance is far away, there will be no danger. Gue Xianran smiled. Luo Tian, what do you mean? Bulma asked. Luo Tian, ha. Maybe Luo Tian was frightened? Over the years, Luo Tian just happened not to be there when the great demon King Piccolo appeared. Today I saw a scary guy. Kellen laughed. That's because Luo Tian didn't want to make a move. If Luo Tian had made a move, he would have defeated that guy long ago. Bulma shouted angrily, you are not allowed to talk about our family. Luo Tianjin Clint, you are simply outrageous. Bulma, you are so interesting. Kellen laughed. Let's set off quickly. Wukong may die in this battle, you have to be mentally prepared. Luo Tian pondered, what? Guixian was stunned for a moment, and looked at Luo Tian in surprise. Stop joking, Luo Tian, do you think Wukong will die? Kellen wiped his sweat. Yes, as I said just now, there is a kind of cultivation called death and rebirth. Luo Tian replied. If Goku dies, what about Raditz? Will he survive? Kling asked. There is a great possibility that the two of them will die together. Luo Tian said, Krillin, turtle immortal. Ahem, Luo Tian, when did you learn fortune-telling? Guixian asked with a wry smile. I know how to do it, I rarely use it. Luo Tian smiled. Forget it, let's not talk about this for now, let's go quickly. Kellen suggested. As for Luo Tian's words, Kellen and Guixian didn't take them seriously either. Do you really think fortune-telling can be accurate? Do you think you are Granny Crystal? But then again, it's time to teach Wukong to learn the ultimate in freedom. Luo Tian pondered, what? Clint couldn't understand. What is free will? What is Luo Tian talking about? No, if this time, don't let Wukong die. Luo Tian rested his chin and thought, or, is it better to teach him the ultimate intention after he goes to the king of the realm? What are you talking about? Luo Tian. Kellen asked. It's nothing, I just said it casually, you don't need to care about these details. Luo Tian smiled. Krillin was silent. You talk so much to yourself, what exactly are you talking about? Even Bulma was confused for a while. On the distant grassland. Raditz's spacecraft is docked here. Raditz brought Gohan near the spaceship. Sun Wuhan was crying all the time. It's so noisy, you're always crying, and you have cyan blood on your body. Raditz was about to be yelled to death by Son Gohan, and then grabbed Son Gohan's clothes, threw him into the spaceship and locked him up. It feels like the whole world is quiet. Raditz flew up and decided to go out to find something to eat. Beep. Okay, at this moment, the detector on Raditz's eye suddenly sent a warning signal. Strange, combat power 710. It's nearby. Raditz's face changed color. Immediately afterwards, Raditz saw the location of the combat power through the detector's instructions. What? Is that the kid? Raditz's eyes widened, disbelief written all over his face. This is impossible, it is absolutely impossible, must be a glitch. When I was his age, my fighting power was around 400. And I followed Vegeta through the battle of life and death on that planet, and finally raised my combat power to 500. This little brat didn't even take off the diaper, did he? In other words, he should have never participated in a battle. How could his combat power reach more than 700? If this is the case, this kid is considered an elite Saiyan fighter. Beep. The warning signal came from the detector again. Here it goes again. Combat power is still 710. It's still malfunctioning. Raditz snorted. How could the little guy's combat power reach such a high level? Beep. Well, it's another reaction, and it's coming this way. Raditz was slightly taken aback, and found a new prompt on the detector. Point 1, 2, combat power is 322 and 334 respectively. Point 1 of them is very close to Kakarot's combat power. However, they should not come here. Kakarot clearly knew that the chance of winning was almost 0. Besides, it is impossible for him to know this place. What a nuisance. A big glitch has occurred. However, when Raditz looked up and saw Monkey King and Piccolo appearing in the air, his face suddenly changed color. Not a malfunction. This is not a malfunction. How is this possible? It is absolutely impossible for that kid to have a fighting power of 710. Snapped. Monkey King and Piccolo fell from the sky and landed directly opposite Raditz. So it's like this. The other person is you. Raditz had met Piccolo. How do you know I'm here? I won't tell you. Sun Wukong snorted coldly. Okay, let me ask another question. What are you doing here? Raditz asked. Need to say? Of course I want to return my son. Sun Wukong shouted. So, you, a Saiyan, don't want to join our camp? Raditz smiled. And not bad. Sun Wukong readily refused. Do you want to betray your brother? Raditz asked coldly. I don't have a brother at all. Sun Wukong replied. Kakarot, you are about to be killed, do you know that? Raditz smiled lightly. You are too obsessed, I am disappointed for you. Also, do you think you two together can defeat me? You are so naive, don't whine about it endlessly. Piccolo snorted coldly, tore off the cloak on his body, and threw it back casually. Bang, there was a metallic snap from the cloak. Pick, it turns out that you are also training with weights. Monkey King turned to look at Piccolo. Yes, the same as you. Piccolo nodded and stretched his arms. It's been a long time since I felt so relaxed. Raditz looked over silently. Well, this guy's combat power has been raised to 408. I'm also cultivating desperately. Sun Wukong smiled slightly, and took off his short sleeves and shoes that carried the weight. Raditz looked at Sun Wukong again. This kid's combat power has increased to 416. These two idiots, haha, do you think you can defeat me like this? Raditz laughed loudly. I'm really laughing to death. How dare you come here to challenge me with this level of combat power? Two guys who are overconfident. The victory or defeat is not based solely on strength. We still have tactics to deal with you. Sun Wukong said coldly. I don't want to talk nonsense with you anymore, Kakarot. I no longer regard you as my partner. You have become my stumbling block. You are a disgrace to our fighting nation. I will kill you. Raditz shouted. Monkey King and Piccolo were immediately ready to fight. Sure, Raditz rushed towards the two of them quickly, and in just an instant, he appeared behind them and hit them hard with his elbow. After the two were hit hard, they quickly adjusted their bodies and stabilized themselves. Both Sun Wukong and Piccolo looked at Raditz in shock. What a scary guy. Too fast, your defensive skills are not bad, which is worthy of praise. Raditz smiled, but your death is only a matter of time. I will continue to increase the intensity of the attack. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth. Be sure to find a way to catch his tail. Piccolo's face was full of dignity. Unexpectedly, the gap between me and him is so great. By the way, before you die, I'll tell you another piece of good news. Raditz smiled. Those two surviving scions are much more powerful than me. Sun Wukong's pupils shrank sharply, and his face changed again and again. Piccolo's eyes widened even more, and cold sweat rolled down his face. Do you only know how powerful scions are now? Raditz laughed wildly. I don't want to say anything more. Anyway, you are all dead anyway. This is terrible. Those two scions are stronger than him. Piccolo said in a deep voice. It's over. If only I hadn't heard this. Sun Wukong smiled wryly. Sun Wukong, you should be very excited? Piccolo asked. Don't be kidding, this time I can't get excited at all. I just feel terrible, and my whole body is shaking. Monkey King said in a deep voice. Bick, hey, where did you hide my son? Sun Wukong asked. I didn't have time to hide him. I locked him in the spaceship over there because he kept crying. Raditz said flatly. There is a big hole behind you, and the spaceship is right there. Monkey King flew up and looked at the big pit behind him. Gohan, wait for Dad. Dad will take you home after he defeats that guy. Sun Wukong whispered. I advise you not to think too far, because you can rescue him? Raditz laughed wildly. Before that, your lives would have been dead long ago. The next moment, Monkey King and Piccolo attacked together and launched a fierce attack on Raditz. Boom. However, just after 2 or 3 rounds of fighting, Raditz flew into the air and directly kicked the chests of Monkey King and Piccolo behind him with his own feet. Monkey King and Piccolo flew backwards, quickly adjusted their bodies, and rushed towards Raditz again. Raditz flew into the sky, and too powerful energies condensed in his hands. Two powerful energies bombarded Monkey King and Piccolo. Monkey King was shocked and hurriedly avoided the energy attack. Chapter 13 I and #039, am going to save Wukong. Chapter 13 I and #039, am going to save Wukong. Piccolo's luck was not so good. An arm was swallowed by this energy at that time. Boom, 2 streams of energy hit the ground, and a powerful aura erupted. After Sun Wukong landed, he looked up into the sky. Idiot, I'm behind you. Raditz's voice sounded from behind Monkey King. Sun Wukong's face changed color. Boom, Raditz flew up and kicked Monkey King on the back of the head. Monkey King fell to the ground. I'm really disappointed that the two of you combined are at this level. Raditz chuckled lightly. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth, held back the pain and stood up from the ground. This bastard. Sun Wukong scratched his head, looked at Piccolo, and asked, Pico, how are you doing? It's just that when Monkey King saw Piccolo's broken arm, he couldn't help being surprised again. Ouch, it hurts a bit. Piccolo smiled slightly, with sweat breaking out on his face, but don't worry, you can continue to fight even if you have one arm left. You two idiots. Your time of death is here. Raditz laughed wildly. Just based on the level of the two of you, you still want to challenge me? You are still 1 year away. Monkey King, do you have any new tricks? Piccolo asked. Sorry, no more. Sun Wukong shook his head helplessly. In the past 5 years, I have been taking care of children for 4 years. I don't have time to research new tricks. I originally wanted to save some effort. Piccolo smiled slightly. I have cultivated seriously, and I have made new breakthroughs. Hey, what are you talking about sneakily? Raditz sneered. Let me tell you, the tactics you mentioned are of no use to me at all, so hurry up and die. You said you have practiced a new trick, is that true? Sun Wukong ignored Raditz, but turned to ask Piccolo. It's true. Piccolo nodded. I only have one arm left, can it work? Sun Wukong asked. It's okay, it's just that it takes a while to accumulate energy and generate energy. You fight him alone first to attract his attention. Piccolo said, understood. Sun Wukong nodded slightly, but will this move of yours work for him? If even this trick doesn't work, it's impossible to defeat him. Piccolo smiled. This trick was originally intended to kill you. It actually helped me a lot now. Sun Wukong said with a smile. Don't be too happy, if you defeat this guy, you will be next. Piccolo smiled. You can still laugh when you're dying. Raditz snorted coldly. Okay, I'll challenge him now. Sun Wukong looked serious. You have to hold on. Piccolo said with a smile. Call out. Monkey King flew towards Raditz quickly, and launched a fierce attack on Raditz. Piccolo put his index finger and middle finger together on his forehead, and began to accumulate energy, ready to release the magic light cannon. Boom, Sun Wukong and Raditz confronted each other for 3 or 5 rounds, but they were beaten by Raditz. I saw Raditz kicked up and kicked Monkey King out. Monkey King rolled a few somersaults on the ground, and quickly flew into the sky, condensing a powerful Qigong wave. In his hands, not good. His combat power is constantly increasing. Combat power is 924. Raditz's face changed slightly. Will he increase his combat power by concentrating on one point? Just as he was saying this, Raditz seemed to realize something suddenly, and suddenly looked at Piccolo at the side. The combat power of this guy here is 1020, 1030. It's unbelievable, and it's still growing. Raditz's face became a little ugly. Turtle School Qigong wave. At this time, Sun Wukong had already condensed the Qigong wave and bombarded in the direction of Raditz. Raditz quickly dodged Qigong Bow's attack. However, Sun Wukong immediately controlled Qigong Bow and bombarded Raditz again. Snapped, Raditz made a gorgeous turn and grabbed the flying Qigong wave. Boom, there was a big explosion in the Qigong wave. Look at Raditz again, safe and sound. I'll give it back to you. Raditz snorted coldly, and with a flick of his hand, an air bomb hit Monkey King in the air. Boom, the air bomb hit Monkey King. At that time, Sun Wukong made a move and fell from the sky. Raditz rushed forward quickly, aiming his fist at Monkey King's head. Go to hell. Raditz shouted, damn you, Piccolo has already condensed the magic light cannon. What? Raditz looked in Piccolo's direction. The combat power is 1330. He concentrated all his combat power on his fingertips. Not good. They can freely control their own power. Magic light killer cannon. Piccolo waved his big hand forward, and a purple-red spiral flame shot towards Raditz's body. Hey, Raditz's face turned pale, and at this critical moment, he dodged hastily. Even so, Raditz's shoulder was also rubbed. Raditz's shoulder armor has been knocked off, and blood is still oozing from his shoulders a bit. Piccolo was completely stunned. He actually dodged it. This guy is really fast. He can even dodge this. Being able to break my armor means that the move you just made is very powerful. If you were hit head-on, you would definitely be killed. Raditz was also terrified at this time. Missed, this is troublesome. Piccolo was devastated. I can't spare you. This is the end of the game. Raditz showed endless killing intent on his face. Originally, Raditz just wanted to treat these two people as two little mice and have fun. Who would have thought that these two little mice almost wiped out my cat? Raditz suddenly felt a sense of crisis. If I continue to play like this, maybe I will be played to death. No, I have to kill them immediately, lest there be more nights and dreams. I'll make you disappear in an instant. Raditz said coldly. While saying this, Raditz raised his hand, about to kill Piccolo here. At this moment, Raditz suddenly felt his tail tighten, as if someone had pinched it. What? Raditz's face changed color. Piccolo was also taken aback for a moment, and looked at Monkey King, who appeared behind Raditz. Hey, you were so careless, I grabbed your tail. Sun Wukong smiled and held Raditz's tail tightly. You? When did you? Raditz was so weak that he fell to his knees. A pick. Come on. Do the trick again. Sun Wukong greeted loudly. Okay. Piccolo reacted immediately, and put his index finger and middle finger together on his forehead again. Nice job. Monkey King. You must hurry up. Use this trick again and you will reach your limit. Kakarot, do you want to kill your only brother? Raditz began to play the emotional card. Is a villain like you worthy of being my elder brother? You even want to kill my child. Sun Wukong was stunned and shouted angrily. I won't kill him. I have sincerely regretted it. I want to leave this planet honestly. Raditz said. Don't be fooled. Monkey King. Don't listen to his rhetoric, he will never do that. Piccolo urged loudly. Please. Please believe me. Brother, I admit that what I did just now was too much. Raditz said again sincerely, I will definitely keep my promise. Sun Wukong softened his heart for a while. Stupid, don't let go of your tail, this is his conspiracy. Piccolo shouted, please, Kakarot. Trust me. Raditz said loudly. After all, Sun Wukong's heart softened, and his hand was lightly loosened, and the clenched tail also slipped from his hand. Monkey King. Piccolo shouted angrily at the idiot, so gullible. Hey, after Raditz's tail was freed, he smiled slightly at that time, and punched Monkey King on the chest with a backhand. Monkey King fell to the ground. Snapped. Raditz rushed up and beat Monkey King violently. It's really rare to be an idiot like you. Raditz smiled. You fell into my trap obediently. You really can't be an excellent fighter, you are despicable. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth. I'm different. I'm a top-notch fighter. I can kill my own brother without hesitation. Raditz smiled. Do you want to see him? As he said that, Raditz increased the strength of his feet. Sun Wukong let out a miserable cry. Far away. A helicopter is flying towards here. Oh, it seems that the situation is not good. Luo Tian sighed. What's wrong? Clint asked quickly. I've already made up my mind. This time I plan to save Wukong. Luo Tian smiled. What? Kellen was speechless. After all, you still think Wukong will be defeated by him, right? You will know when the time comes. Luo Tian nodded, mysterious. Kellen didn't know how to say it. Okay, Clint, don't say a few words. Bulma stared. Krillin, it's not me who wants to talk, it's Luo Tian who is talking. Okay, Bulma, you are biased. Hurry up, Bulma, we might be able to help a little bit, Gui Xian said. Okay. Bulma accelerated the speed of the flight. Can I help too? The sea turtle beside him was sweating. Turtle immortal, Bulma, Krillin, ahem, why did you come up? Gui Xianrun said angrily. Obviously you pulled me up. The old turtle wiped his sweat. Chapter 14, is Wukong going to blow himself up? Chapter 14, is Wukong going to blow himself up? Do I have it? Why don't I remember? Gui Senran pretended not to remember clearly. Old turtle, you old man is very bad. You must want to throw me as a weapon and knock that guy unconscious. Battle scene, how about it? It's your turn next. Try that trick again. Raditz looked at Piccolo in the distance with a smile. Piccolo was at a loss. Piccolo knew very well that even if he used the magic gunlight to kill the cannon just now, this guy would avoid it. Sun Wukong was still wailing in pain. Raditz was not in a hurry to kill Monkey King, but was torturing him bit by bit. Who told you to grab my tail just now? See how I torture you to death. Beep. At this moment, Raditz suddenly saw a warning signal from the detector. What's the situation? Raditz froze for a moment. Boom. The next moment, Sun Wukong directly penetrated the spaceship and jumped out from the spaceship. After seeing this scene, Raditz was stunned. Piccolo also widened his eyes, showing disbelief on his face. Sun Wukong turned somersault in the air and landed firmly on the ground. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth. An angry expression appeared. He clenched his fist tightly and glared at Raditz opposite him. This is the son of Monkey King. Piccolo was stunned. Gohan? Sun Wukong was also stunned at this moment, but he didn't see how Gohan ran out. What's going on? This brat. Raditz's face became more and more ugly. Woo 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 woo. Son Gohan sobbed, tears streaming from his eyes. Gohan, run, get out of here. Monkey King said weakly. War. Combat power. Combat power 1307. After seeing Sun Wukong's combat power, Raditz was frightened and stupid, and cold sweat quickly fell off his face. You are not allowed to bully my father. Sun Gohan shouted loudly, and after saying this, Sun Wukong turned into a golden light and slammed into Raditz's body. Boom, Sun Gohan's head hit Raditz's chest hard. Raditz took several steps backwards, nearly falling to the ground. At the same time, Raditz also felt a certain degree of damage to his chest. Gohan, you. Monkey King was also dumbfounded. Dad. Sun Wukong came back to his senses, showing confusion on his face. Gohan, are you alright? Sun Wukong asked with concern. This little thing. Raditz clenched his fists. Now his combat power is only 1. With the ups and downs of emotions, there will be such a huge change. Boom, Raditz stepped forward and slapped Sun Wukong, knocking him unconscious. This nasty boy. That slap just now was quite ruthless. If I do this again, I might die. Why is this guy so powerful? No, I have to kill him quickly. If he was allowed to develop like this, the consequences would be unimaginable. Thinking of this, Raditz walked towards Sun Wukong step by step, intending to kill him here. Hey, what are you doing? Stop, you are not allowed to hurt him. Monkey King shouted sharply. Are you trying to say that he is still a child? What a joke, that child has more powerful combat power than you, and before he knows how to use his combat power, I must destroy him. Raditz clenched his fists and said with a sneer, but you don't have to worry, you will meet soon, of course in another world. Ha ha ha, laughing all the time. He walked in the direction of Sun Wukong again, snapped. At this moment, Monkey King flew up and hugged Raditz's body from behind. Raditz was shocked. Why do you still have so much strength? Raditz tried to break free from Monkey King's shackles. A pick. Quick! Use that trick again. Sun Wukong shouted at Piccolo. I thought you would do this, I've been here to prepare. Piccolo smiled slightly. Wait a while, I'll be fine soon. But why don't you grab his tail? Unreliable, the tail can be cut off by itself. Monkey King replied, what? You even know this? Raditz gritted his teeth. After saying this, Raditz struggled desperately, trying to get rid of Monkey King's shackles. Monkey King hugged Raditz's shoulders tightly, and refused to let go. Hurry up, Piccolo. I can't hold on any longer. Sun Wukong shouted, oops. I was hit by that child just now, and I lost a lot of energy. Raditz bared his teeth, panic was written on his face. Let go of me, Kakarot. You idiot, if you hold me, you will die with me. Hey, I just want to die with you. Sun Wukong grinned, what are you talking about? Do you really want to do this? Raditz froze, you idiot, what are you doing? Yes, this is the only way to defeat you. Sun Wukong nodded. Monkey King, then I'm not going to be polite. Piccolo smiled, and he was already gathering his energy. To be honest, it would be the best thing for me to destroy you as well. But your companions will revive you with Dragon Balls soon. Hey, are you still okay? I feel like my ribs are about to break. Sun Wukong said loudly, hurry up. What are you still moaning about? Let go of me. It was my fault, I promise I will never come to this planet again. Raditz panicked, stupid. Do you think I will be fooled by you again? Sun Wukong snorted coldly. Raditz, this is bad. I've kept you waiting for a long time. Are you mentally prepared? Piccolo's index and middle fingers were already covered with purple-red flames. Raditz's pupils shrank together, his face was pale, and his eyes were full of despair. In the distance, above the sky. A helicopter is coming here at high speed. Look. That's Wukong's brother. Kellen exclaimed, seeing Raditz from afar. It seems that Wukong is hugging him from behind. Guo Xianrun pondered, what are they trying to do? Kellen was puzzled. I'm afraid they will die together. Luo Tian said, what? Die together? Stop joking, Luo Tian, now is not the time to joke. Kellen wiped his sweat. Is Wukong going to blow himself up? Guo Xianrun was thoughtful. Krillin, Teacher Wu Tian, can we say something nice? Goku is going to blow himself up? Chapter 15. Let me give you a treat. Chapter 15. Let me give you a treat. Hey, what is Piccolo doing? Bulma asked. Magic Light Killer Cannon. While talking, Piccolo stretched his hand forward suddenly, and a spiral flame shot in the direction where Raditz and Monkey King were up. The spiral flame directly penetrated the hearts of Raditz and Monkey King without hindrance. The two drew an arc in the air, then fell down, and fell to the ground together. When I looked again, I saw that there were already 2 bloody holes on the chests of the 2 of them. You bastard. Raditz was furious, feeling unwilling. I'm so strong, but I was defeated by you 2 bastards. Haha, you deserve it. Piccolo laughed. Finally got rid of this guy. Inside the helicopter, Bulma froze. Krillin was dumbfounded. Turtle Immortal stared wide-eyed. The 3 of them didn't react for a while. The 3 of Bulma could clearly see that Wukong's heart seemed to be pierced. Quick! Let's quickly find a place to land. Guo Xianrun was the first to come to his senses, and hurriedly greeted Bulma. No way, Luo Tian really hit the mark. Did the 2 of them die together? Kellen wiped his sweat. Far away. I'm not reconciled. Raditz regretted in his heart. If you give me another chance, I must kill these 2 people as soon as possible. No, to be precise, it should be the 3 of them, especially that brat. If it hadn't been for that brat bumping into me, I would have been able to break free even if Kakarot held me. There's nothing you can do if you're not reconciled. Anyway, you're going to die. Piccolo smiled lightly. Damn it. I didn't expect Kakarot to risk his own life. Raditz was a little puzzled. You're going to kill me? I don't think so, but you put your own life in it, so it's not worth it, you idiot. Sun Wukong will be resurrected soon. Piccolo smiled. What? How is this possible? Raditz was stunned. There is something called Dragon Ball on this planet. It can fulfill any wish. Piccolo smiled slightly. Of course it can also bring people back from the dead. This news is good. It is quite valuable. Raditz chuckled lightly. I have reported everything that has happened to my 2 partners in the distant universe. They know that I was killed, and they will definitely avenge me. Bick, you 2 guys, as well as everyone on this planet, will be wiped out by them in an instant, and then let that thing save me. Raditz smiled. Those 2 people, when will they come here? Sun Wukong asked weakly. A year from now, Raditz replied. 1 year, 2 more powerful scions. Piccolo broke out in cold sweat. The chances of you winning next time are 0, you can enjoy the joy of life within a year. Raditz laughed. While talking, the sound of the helicopter engine sounded in the sky. It was Bulma who drove the helicopter over. Snapped, the helicopter landed near here. Wukong. Kellen was the first to run towards Monkey King. Ahem. Kellen. Sun Wukong forced a smile. Wukong, this doesn't look like your style. Cheer up quickly, Kellen said loudly. Gohan is fine, he just passed out. Bulma said to Sun Wukong, quick. Find a way to save him. Immortal Gue hurriedly said, by the way, Immortal Jalin's celestial beings should be able to restore Wukong. Krillin, Immortal Garen, well, that place is too far away, how can we make it in time? No need, Grandpa Gixianren, Klin, I'm afraid it's too late. Sun Wukong smiled and shook his head lightly, but I don't worry that Gohan is fine, so I won't be scolded by Chi-Chi. Wukong, you can't die. Kellen cried, Klin, death is really annoying. Sun Wukong said with a smile, Krillin, Wukong, don't worry, you will be resurrected immediately. Kellen said quickly, hey, please. Sun Wukong smiled. Let's go. Luo Tian greeted Kellen, what? Kellen was stunned, and looked up at Luo Tian. However, when Kellen took a look, he found that Luo Tian suddenly had a stick in his hand. No, not a stick, like a scepter. There is also a blue crystal ball at the top of the scepter. What is this? I let you get out of the way, I want to treat him. Luo Tian said, kicking Kellen aside, this guy really doesn't have eyes. If it's later, I have to go to the underworld to find him. It's troublesome enough. Luo Tian sighed, and after saying this, the scepter in his hand was covered with a layer of flames. The flame quickly covered Sun Wukong's body. Immediately, the blood hole in Sun Wukong's chest was also healing at a speed visible to the naked eye. Snapped, soon, the hole in Sun Wukong's chest was fully restored. Rebirth of flesh and blood. Sun Wukong suddenly opened his eyes, revealing his confusion. Clint was stunned. Gue Xianren's eyes widened, and he rubbed his eyes vigorously. Bulma also looked at Luo Tian and Monkey King in surprise, but didn't react for a while. Alright Wukong, get up and take 2 steps. Luo Tian smiled. Monkey King immediately got up from the ground. What's going on here? Sun Wukong felt that he had fully recovered. Not only that, but his own strength seemed to have improved a lot. Am I right? Wukong. Are you alive? Kellen still can't believe what happened before his eyes. It's amazing. Luo Tian, can you heal? Guesian asked in surprise. Piccolo froze completely. This man named Luo Tian actually knows healing techniques. It's been a long time since I've used it. It's a little rusty. Luo Tian smiled, and he also took the scepter back in his hand. Sun Wukong and the others widened their eyes again. Just now. What was that thing in your hand just now? Kellen asked with a look of surprise. It's nothing. It's just a guy who eats. You don't need to care about these details. Luo Tian smiled. Krillin, what? Raditz hadn't died yet, and was dumbfounded when he saw Monkey King appearing alive and kicking nearby. Chapter 16 Healing Technique, I was born. Chapter 16 Healing Technique, I was born. When Raditz was dying, he vaguely realized that it seemed that the white hair was treating Kakaroto. Yes, there's such a good healer on Earth. Cannot be done. I have to tell Vegeta and Nappa this news as soon as possible. Damn. I can't even speak right now. I feel like I'm dying. Luo Tian, did you really save me? Sun Wukong asked, what do you think? Otherwise, you have already reported to the underworld. Luo Tian smiled. Luo Tian, so you can heal. Sun Wukong was amazed. I'm completely healed. Not only that, I feel that my strength seems to be much stronger than before. Well, your current combat power can reach about 800. Luo Tian nodded. What? The combat power is 800. How is this possible? Raditz said loudly with his eyes widened in disbelief. It's just the special physique of a Saiyan. Look at you, you are almost dying. Have you even forgotten these things? Luo Tian smiled at you. How did you know the special physique of our Saiyans? Raditz was shocked. However, after Raditz said this, he took his last breath, kicked his legs, tilted his head, and died. Oh. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't expect you to die just like that. Luo Tian sighed. Sun Wukong and others were completely speechless. What surprised them even more than Raditz's death was that Luo Tian could actually heal. Luo Tian, when did you learn the healing technique? Kellen asked. I was born with it, do you believe it? Luo Tian smiled to Krillin. Can't chat anymore, you said you were born with it. Who are you kidding? You must have just learned it, right? Otherwise, why haven't I seen you use it before? A distant universe, a certain planet Raditz, is dead. Nappa said expressionlessly, what a poor guy, he was defeated by someone with a combat power of a little more than 1,000. Vegeta shook his head while gnawing on an alien's claw. What should we do? Shall we go to Earth after cleaning up here? Nappa asked, this news is very interesting. It's about Dragon Ball. They can fulfill whatever they say. Vegeta smiled, stood up and said, okay, let's go now. Are you going to rescue Raditz? Nappa asked. Don't be kidding, what's the use of that kind of waste saving him? Vegeta smiled, how about Dragon Ball keeping us young forever? We can fight forever. That's it. Okay, of course there's no problem. Nappa nodded, his face full of expectation. By the way, Raditz seems to have heard that someone would treat him before he died, did you hear that? Vegeta asked. I vaguely heard it. It seems that a guy named Luo Tian has learned some healing skills. Kakarot may have been revived by him. Nappa pondered. You said, if this guy named Luo Tian is captured, serves us, and passes through our Saiyan's magical physique, what do you say? Vegeta suddenly thought of something. Nappa's pupils narrowed sharply, as if he had realized something, and a hint of surprise appeared on his face. The Earth is really a magical place. Vegeta smiled. It's just... I don't think they're playing tricks. Nappa rested his chin and thought. Go and see, don't you know? Vegeta smiled slightly, but then again, Vegeta, this guy named Luo Tian, why do I feel that this name is a little familiar? Nappa was thoughtful. It seems that there is a person named Luo Tian among us Saiyans, who can remember such a distant event? Vegeta shook his head. Besides, even if we Saiyans had Luo Tian, they would have died long ago. The universe is so big, and it's normal for someone with the same name. And because his name has only 2 characters, the probability of having the same name is even greater. That's right. Nappa nodded. The two stopped talking nonsense, and took a spherical miniature spaceship and flew quickly towards the direction of the Earth. Kakarot's son has extraordinary combat power compared to a purebred Saiyan. Nappa said to Vegeta on the spaceship, Vegeta, do you think you made a mistake? No, there is nothing wrong. Raditz was hit by that child, and his energy was greatly reduced. Vegeta replied, the child has the blood of our Saiyans and Earth people, and is a hybrid with powerful energy. If we continue to reproduce such people, then the universe will belong to us Saiyans again. Nappa smiled. Don't be kidding. If that guy grows up, his strength will probably be even stronger. At that time, our situation will be very dangerous. Vegeta snorted. You are right, let's wipe out all human beings on the Earth first. Nappa replied. I haven't slept soundly for a long time. Vegeta closed his eyes. Then let's see each other in a year. Nappa replied. Earth. After accepting the fact that Luo Tian would treat them, everyone gradually calmed down and made plans for the next thing as soon as possible. That is to say, 2 more powerful Saiyans will come to Earth in a year's time. Son Wukong pondered. By the way, how did Wukong's brother know our exact location? Bulma asked suddenly. He wears a strange instrument on his face, which can measure the opponent's energy and position. Piccolo answered, and looked at Sun Wuhan silently. Sun Wuhan has passed out now, and is being hugged by Guisianrun. Is that the one? Bulma pointed to the detector on Raditz's face. Luo Tian, can you take that off for me? It's easy to say. Luo Tian smiled and stepped forward to remove Raditz's detector. Bulma put it on immediately, pressed a few buttons on it, and took a closer look at the back cover. So that's how it is. It's such an advanced instrument. Although it's malfunctioning, it's still usable. Bulma nodded. I took this back, researched it and improved it, and found Lu Ping and Tianjin Fan. By the way, let's go back to Guisian house first. Guisian suggested. By the way, Piccolo, what are your plans next? Monkey King asked Piccolo. Wow. Piccolo gritted his teeth, and the energy on his body was attached to the broken arm. Suddenly, Piccolo's severed arm grew out. However, after Piccolo was regenerated, he also consumed a lot of energy. Turtle immortal. Bulma was stunned. Chapter 17 It and hashtag 039, S time to learn freedom. Chapter 17 It and hashtag 039, S time to learn freedom. Like a lizard's tail. Kellen wiped his sweat. It's amazing. Piccolo, so you can regenerate. Sun Wukong smiled. Monkey King, I plan to take your son to practice. Piccolo looked at Monkey King and said, What? What did you say? you want to take Wuhan away?
Monkey King was stunned. Good.
Piccolo nodded. I see, you want to eat him. Kellen said vigilantly, why should I eat him?
Piccolo shouted angrily. Monkey King didn't speak, but silently looked at Piccolo. As long as you train Gohan well, you can become a powerful fighter. In this way, it may be useful to deal with those two scions a year later.
Piccolo mused, so, I decided to train Gohan. Even if you want to train Gohan, don't you still have Goku?
Kellen asked quickly. Sun Wukong's strength is indeed very remarkable, but he will never become a qualified teacher.
Piccolo chuckled. Okay, take Gohan away. Sun Wukong thought for a while, then nodded slightly in agreement. Wukong, you didn't make a mistake, did you?
Kellen exclaimed, Wukong, you really have a big heart. That's your son, so why don't you just let Piccolo take him to practice? Don't you ask your wife's opinion. Let's see each other in a year.
Piccolo smiled, and took Sun Wufan from Gixianren's hand. Call out. Piccolo rose into the air and quickly left the scene. Hey, Goku, Gohan will be brought down by him, right?
Krillin was speechless. It's okay, I trust him. Sun Wukong smiled. Pick is right, he may be more suitable as Gohan's first teacher than me. Krillin, Turtle Immortal, is Gohan your own? You really can do it. So Wukong, what's your plan next?
Kellen asked. Of course I have to practice hard.
Otherwise, I'm afraid I won't be able to match those two guys in a year.
Monkey King looked serious. Why don't we practice together? We just happen to be considered opponents.
Kellen suggested, although I am far inferior to you now. Okay, let's not say a few words.
Luo Tian replied, next, let me train Wukong. Krillin, Turtle Immortal, Bulma. Several people were speechless for a while.
Monkey King also looked at Luo Tian curiously. Wukong, I have a new skill here.
Once you learn it, those two scions won't be enough for you at all. Luo Tian said with a smile. What?
Sun Wukong was slightly taken aback. ZZG. Luo Tian said, ZZG, the anime version is called Zizaiji, while the translation of the manga version is Zizaiji, and a special explanation is given, because Zizaiji is a skill, not a practice, so the word gong is removed.
In contrast, the manga is the copywriting of Toriyama Akira, which is considered orthodox, and the manga is still being serialized.
Therefore, this book decided to adopt the translation form of comics, and will not call it Zizaiji.
Zizaiji? What is that?
Kellen was puzzled and interjected, the body's ability to evade without permission.
Luo Tian explained, as long as you master this skill, no matter how powerful your opponent is, you will be able to easily defeat it. What do we need to do?
Sun Wukong asked. Actually, the essentials are very simple. It is nothing more than comprehending the sky, the earth, the nature, etc. When one day you feel that you are integrated with the whole world, your freedom and extreme intention will be considered a small success.
Luo Tian said with a smile. I don't understand.
Sun Wukong scratched his head. What's all this?
What is it about understanding the sky and the earth? Luo Tian, now is not the time to joke.
If Wukong loses to those two guys in a year, our earth will be finished. Kellen said with a distressed expression. Wukong, I won't force you to practice this skill of mine. Luo Tian smiled slightly. There is another option. I can send you to the Kaiwang to let you learn his Kaiwang fist. Once you learn the Kaiwang fist, your strength will increase exponentially if your body can withstand a certain amount of pressure. Who is the king of the realm?
Gue Senran was thoughtful. I haven't heard of it.
Kellen shook his head. One is Zizaiji, and the other is Realm King Fist.
You don't have to answer in a hurry. I'll give you 3 days to think about it. If you think about it, come and find me.
Luo Tian smiled. Wukong, why do I feel that the Realm King Fist he mentioned seems to be more powerful? The strength will be doubled.
Kellen said quickly. I've made up my mind. I want to learn Zizaiji from you. Monkey King said seriously. Wukong, have you really figured it out yet?
Kellen exclaimed, perhaps. What Luo Tian said about self-comfort and ultimate intention has no effect at all. Kellen, you don't need to say anything. I've already made up my mind. Sun Wukong smiled, nodded, and said, I believe Luo Tian will definitely improve my strength by a large margin. Krillin was silent. Well, now that you're all set, what can I say? Okay, but according to my calculations, if 1 year is used to cultivate Zizaiji,
I'm afraid the perception is not very real. If I want to defeat those two scions, I guess there will be some problems.
Luo Tian pondered, look, Wukong, let me tell you, it's more appropriate to learn the Realm King Fist.
Kellen said. Boom, maybe just after saying this, he was punched in the head by Bulma. Shut up. You're the one who talks too much.
Bulma shouted angrily. Kellen covered his head, not daring to speak anymore, but don't worry, at least I won't let you die.
Luo Tian smiled. I'll study hard and see how I can teach you, at least give you a trick to save your life. Then, can I come to you in 3 days?
Sun Wukong asked. For 3 days, no problem, let's do it this way.
Luo Tian nodded and greeted Bulma. Bulma, we should go back too, okay? Bulma nodded. Call out. The next moment, Bulma took Luo Tian by helicopter and quickly left the scene. Wukong, you can't be serious, are you really planning to learn from Luo Tian?
Kellen asked with a wry smile. Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't have a suitable way to practice myself.
Sun Wukong smiled. But, can Luo Tian do it?
He only knows the healing technique, and what he said about freedom and extreme intention, I think it's a defensive tactic. Kellen was speechless. No, Kellen, I suddenly feel that Luo Tian is definitely much stronger than I imagined.
Sun Wukong pondered. What? How is this possible? Kellen was stunned. You will know later. Sun Wukong smiled. I also think Luo Tian's performance today is definitely not an ordinary person. Gue Xianran also said in a low voice. Chapter 18. Have you seen the changes in Luo Tian and #039's appearance over the years? Chapter 18. Have you seen the changes in Luo Tian and #039's appearance over the years? Even Master Wu Tian said that?
Kellen was surprised. After all, Kellen felt that he had known Luo Tian for a long time, but it's been so many years, how can we not know what level Luo Tian is? But today, Clin heard from Wukong that Luo Tian was not an ordinary person. Kellen felt that he couldn't accept it. Was this still the Luo Tian I knew? Yeah, don't forget, he can easily heal Wukong's injury.
Gue Xian said. It's just a healing technique.
Kellen said with a wry smile. It's just a healing technique, you have to try it.
Gue Xianran said angrily.
Clint hung his head. The problem is I can't do anything. Kellen, you have to remember to always keep a humble heart.
Gue Xianran taught. Wukong is right, Luo Tian is definitely much stronger than imagined. Really? The main reason is that I can't see it at all. Kellen scratched his head. Aside from the healing technique, have you seen the change in Luo Tian's appearance over the years? Gue Xianran asked. Appearance? What do you mean?
Kellen was stunned. From the day we met Luo Tian, it has been nearly 20 years.
Do you think Luo Tian is fat or thin? Or is he getting old?
You should know that according to the age he said, he is now 40 years old. A 40-year-old middle-aged man has no wrinkles at the corners of his eyes.
Gue Xianran pondered. Krillin's eyes widened hearing what teacher Wu Tian said now.
Kellen felt that it was true before he knew it. Luo Tian seemed to be in his 40s. If you were a martial arts practitioner, the age of 40 does not seem to be aging at all, but the problem is, Luo Tian has always acted as if he doesn't know martial arts. If so many years have passed, what Luo Tian looked like when he appeared is still the same now, without the slightest change, neither fat nor thin. This is indeed a
problem. Who is he? Kellen was surprised. So I said, Luo Tian must be very remarkable, but we have never noticed him before.
Sun Wukong smiled. Hey, let me tell you, it couldn't be that Bulma secretly collected the Dragon Balls and let Shenlong give Luo Tian a wish of eternal youth.
Kellen guessed. It's not impossible. Gue Xianran nodded slightly. No way?
Sun Wukong smiled bitterly. Okay, let's not talk about this for now, Wukong, since you have already made up your mind, just do it according to your own ideas.
Gue Xian said, it's a pity that I have nothing to teach you now, What did Grandpa Gixianren say?
Anyway, Grandpa is my first teacher.
Monkey King laughed. On the helicopter. Luo Tian, you don't really want to teach Wukong something. What about freedom? Bulma turned to ask Luo Tian. Yes, otherwise what do you think? Luo Tian smiled. What's that called, freedom? Bulma asked. Zzji. Luo Tian replied. Is it really possible? Don't be in trouble if you can't beat those two scions. Bulma wiped his sweat. It depends on his comprehension ability. If he can't comprehend it, he probably won't be able to beat those two scions. Luo Tian smiled slightly. What time is it? You can still laugh. Bulma was speechless. In a few days, I'll see his comprehension ability first. If it doesn't work, let him practice the basic skills first.
Luo Tian mused. That's it again, Luo Tian.
Bulma looked at Luo Tian again. What is that free spirit, do you know it? I will. Luo Tian nodded. Can you beat those two scions? Bulma asked. Don't say two, even one is not enough for me to fight. Luo Tian sighed. Bulma, can we have a good chat? You say that? I don't know how to take it. By the way, how did you conjure that scepter? Bulma asked again. Look, that's it. Luo Tian said. A scepter suddenly appeared in his hand. Bulma's eyes widened. It's fun.
Luo Tian smiled. Bulma rubbed her eyes, always feeling as if she was dreaming. When did Luo Tian learn to do magic, and, is this magic? Why did I suddenly feel that Luo Tian was a bit mysterious? Emerald green mountains. A Piccolo hugged the unconscious Son Gohan and landed in a nearby water. Wake up, son of Monkey King. Piccolo raised Monkey King high. However, Son Wuhan is still asleep. Humph, this little guy. Piccolo gritted his teeth, and threw Son Gohan into the water. Son Wuhan drank a few sips of water, and then he woke up immediately afterwards. Son Wuhan looked confused and looked around. Where am I? How did I get into the water? I have something to tell you, come up quickly. Piccolo said. Son Wuhan froze for a moment, then turned to look at Piccolo behind him, but Piccolo had a cold face, showing a terrifying face. Hey? Who are you? Son Wuhan was taken aback and suddenly realized, where is my dad? Where is Dad? Help! Dad! Son Wuhan flopped about in the water, looking for his father. Dad, I'm scared. Son Gohan yelled. It's annoying. Piccolo gritted his teeth. Let me take care of you. Saying that, Piccolo flew up, grabbed Son Wuhan and threw him on the grass next to him. Wow wow wow. Son Gohan burst into tears. Don't shout, if you cry again, I'll cut your neck off. Piccolo threatened. This trick really worked. Son Wuhan didn't dare to cry loudly. Okay, listen to me. Piccolo said coldly. First of all, your father is still alive, but he has no time to take care of you. Remember, he almost died in order to defeat that man. What? Dad, woo woo woo. Son Gohan almost cried again with a look of grievance. Hey, your father is not dead, why are you crying? If you cry again, I will really strangle you to death. Piccolo stretched out his hands, threatening Son Wuhan. Son Wuhan was so frightened that he trembled all over and didn't dare to cry anymore. Even if your father dies, it doesn't matter. You should have heard about Dragon Balls, right? Even if he dies, he can be resurrected through Dragon Balls. Piccolo said lightly, that's not the problem. The scary guy who captured you is already dead, but a year later there will be two accomplices who are stronger than him coming to Earth. Neither your father nor I are their opponents, so we need your strength. You should practice hard and defend our Earth together. Chapter 19 God, that Luo Tian is not simple. Chapter 19 God, that Luo Tian is not simple. Hey! Can I do it? I've never fought with anyone before. Son Wuhan was stunned and asked a little scared, you haven't realized the powerful energy in your body. Piccolo said, so you need to cultivate to effectively display the energy. You lied. I don't have any powerful energy in my body. Son Wuhan showed an aggrieved expression, then let you see the evidence. Piccolo grinned, grabbed Son Gohan's head, and lifted it up. What are you doing? Let me go. It hurts so much. Son Gohan yelled loudly, struggling desperately. Call out. Piccolo waved his hand sharply. Immediately, Son Wuhan rammed directly towards a big mountain in the distance. Piccolo's is full of expectations. Show me your strength. I'd like to see if you can smash the rocky mountain in the distance. If not, don't blame me if you die. At worst, I'll find Dragon Balls to revive you. Wow. Son Wuhan watched himself keep crashing towards the mountain, and his expression became serious. Suddenly, a golden flame emerged from Son Wuhan's body. Boom. The golden flame bombarded the mountain, accompanied by an earth-shattering bang. The entire mountain was blown to pieces. On the ground, there is a long pit. Piccolo was terrified. This kid is too powerful. He is more powerful than I imagined. Son Gohan, I did this. I didn't expect me to be so good, but I'm so scared. Piccolo looked at Son Wuhan silently, and was silent for a while. The mood is so complicated. I may be cultivating a very terrible enemy in the future. Did I really do this? Son Gohan asked. Now you finally understand. Piccolo replied, you can only display your potential power when you are emotional. But it is only a momentary thing, and you cannot win like this. I will teach you how to fight and make you the strongest fighter, but
I don't want to be a martial artist, I want to be a great scientist.
Sun Wuhan shook his head. Of course, as long as you defeat the 2 scions who will come here a year later, it doesn't matter what you want to be.
Piccolo said, their purpose is to destroy the people on Earth. If they succeed, you don't even want to be a scientist.
Whether the Earth can exist is still unknown, but I'm still very scared.
Sun Wuhan trembled all over. Don't be so useless, do you want me to kill you?
Piccolo shouted, there's no time, let's start, take off your shirt first. Sun Wuhan was so frightened that he hurriedly took off his shirt, and said while taking it off, I want my father to teach me how to practice Kung Fu. It's a pity that he can't be a good teacher.
He's not strict enough with people.
Seeing you being spoiled like this, I know how he usually teaches you. Piccolo smiled, besides, it's also with your father's consent to entrust you to me for training. Son Gohan wanted to cry. Dad, do you want me now? So, are we going to start?
Son Gohan asked aggrievedly, yes, let's start now. Do nothing first, as long as you can survive. Piccolo smiled lightly. Survive?
Sun Wufan was stunned. Yes, as long as you can survive here alone. Piccolo smiled, if you can survive for 6 months, I will teach you how to fight. What?
6 months? Am I the only one here?
Son Gohan was taken aback. I will suffocate to death. Don't worry, you will never be lonely.
There are often man-eating monsters coming out of this area. Piccolo smiled. What? Are you going to put me in this kind of place by myself? You are really cruel.
Sun Wuhan was terrified, and his immature face turned pale with fright. Okay, I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. Being able to survive after 6 months shows that you are an excellent fighter, both mentally and physically. Piccolo said lightly, don't forget, the fate of the Earth is still in your hands. You have to believe in your own abilities and learn to use them yourself, but I... Sun Wuhan looked helpless. I said, don't even think about escaping from here. There are deserts around here.
You know the quicksand in the desert, right? If you accidentally fall into it, even I can't save you. Piccolo smiled. Wait a minute. Where is the food? Where are the bathtub and the bed? Son Gohan asked again. Why little? Master, do you think I will prepare these things for you?
Piccolo smiled lightly. Son Gohan, too cruel, if you want to hate, your fate is the same as mine.
After Piccolo said this, he soared into the sky and left the scene quickly. Back then, I grew up alone in this place. Sun Wukong's son, live on your own and wait for me, don't leave me, I'm afraid.
Sun Wuhan chased after him. However, Piccolo had already flown out of sight. Son Gohan burst into tears. Nobody bothered. Temple God, what's the matter?
Mr. Popo asked, what happened? That guy Piccolo seems to be very different from before.
God said, although his bad habits have not changed, he has lost the cunning and roughness of the past. I also feel that the great demon king of the past will not make Sun Wukong's son stronger. Bobo nodded. Pic's change may be because he knows that the soul of Raditz he killed has successfully gone to another world. God sighed, so far, people killed by the demons cannot be reincarnated and can only float in the air in pain, but Raditz has gone to another world. Mr. Bobo did not speak, and remained silent. Also, maybe he already knows that we will die in a year.
The god said. 1 year?
Mr. Bobo was slightly taken aback. Yes, Piccolo will be killed by those 2 scions in a year.
God nodded and said, you know, Piccolo and I used to be one person. If he dies, I will disappear with him.
Although I am a god, I still feel very uncomfortable knowing the time of my death. Piccolo must have expected something, so he wants to leave some memories, such as training the son of Monkey King God. That man named Luo Tian can actually heal.
Do you know his origin?
Mr. Bobo asked. The author says update time, 6 chapter around 1 a.m. every day, 12 chapter around 1 noon, 3 chapter around 1 p.m., 7 chapter around 1 p.m., 4 chapters in total, at least 8,000 words, or even a large chapter, which can be 1.6 words, please support.
Chapter 20 Wukong, to realize that tree. Chapter 20 Wukong, to realize that tree.
I don't know, I haven't paid attention to him before. Tianchen smiled wryly, but, then again, I originally thought that after Wukong died, I would take him to practice with Lord Realm King, but after being treated like this by him, I don't even know how to let Wukong practice. Mr. Popo, Mr. Bobo was also speechless for a while. The little guy may be in trouble.
The god looked at the earth below and the crying Sun Gohan in the wasteland. On the wasteland, woo.
Sun Wuhan was still crying and crying. Sun Wuhan suddenly felt something was wrong. Sun Wuhan looked up, and suddenly found that there was a huge monster in front of him. Huh? The monster was also slightly taken aback when it saw this little guy. The monster's saliva flowed down. I was looking around for something to eat, but you were lucky enough to run right under my nose. Wow, what should I do? Sun Wuhan was terrified. Without the slightest hesitation, the monster opened its mouth wide and bit Sun Wuhan. Sun Wuhan hurried away, running and running. Sun Wuhan accidentally fell to the ground. The monster opened its mouth wide, wanting to eat Sun Wuhan in one bite. At this critical moment, Sun Wuhan suddenly soared into the air, leaped lightly, and landed on a nearby mountain. The monster looked confused. What about people? Where did it go? Did I swallow that guy straight up? It's wired, hoo. Sun Gohan breathed a sigh of relief. However, when Sun Wuhan saw the surrounding environment clearly, he was terrified at that time. How did I get here? I can't go down. I'm afraid I'm going to starve to death here. I'm doomed. What should I do? Baozi Mountain, what did you say? You handed Gohan to Piccolo to practice? Chi-Chi was so angry that her nose was crooked. She put her hips on her hips and shouted loudly at Monkey King. Of this, Chi-Chi, let Gohan practice for a year. Sun Wukong scratched his head and said apologetically, to be honest, I don't want to involve Gohan, but this time I fought against that guy, and Gohan's performance really surprised me. Maybe it will be Gohan who can save the earth after a year. I don't care, you get Gohan back immediately. He's just a kid, it's an adult's job to protect the earth. Chi-Chi shouted angrily, you are really interesting. Kiki. Sun Wukong laughed, did you hear that? Hurry up and bring Gohan back. Even if he wants to practice, wouldn't it be good to follow you? Chi-Chi's voice became louder and louder, but I think it's more appropriate for him to practice with Piccolo. Monkey King scratched his head. I don't care. I don't want to hear you explaining this. You bring Gohan back to me immediately. Otherwise, I'll never end with you. Chi-Chi shouted, even if all human beings are killed by them, don't you care? Sun Wukong smiled wryly, yes, I don't care. These have nothing to do with Gohan. Kiki said angrily, okay, I'll get Gohan back now. Somersault Cloud. Sun Wukong shouted, the somersault cloud fell quickly. I'm leaving, Chi-Chi. Sun Wukong waved his hand and stepped on somersault cloud. Call out. Sun Wukong quickly escaped on the somersault cloud. Kiki suddenly felt something was wrong. Why do I feel that he seems to have gone to practice, not to find Gohan to come back? Hateful. Wukong, do you want to destroy our sun? Universal Capsules Company headquarters. Bulma's home. After Luo Tian and Bulma went home, Bulma plunged into the research room and began to study the detector obtained from Raditz. Luo Tian was basking in the sun on the deck chair in the yard. Not long after, a golden cloud was seen flying towards this side. Snapped, Monkey King descended from the sky and landed beside Luo Tian. Wukong, you came so soon? Is it because you can't stay at home? Your wife must have disliked you and handed Gohan to Piccolo. Luo Tian smiled. Luo Tian, did you guess it? Sun Wukong scratched his head helplessly. This kind of thing is easy to guess. Luo Tian smiled. So, can we start practicing now? Sun Wukong asked. To be honest, I haven't decided how to train you yet. Luo Tian mused, how about this, you stay here for a while, and get a feel for that. Willow tree over there, Willow? Sun Wukong was stunned, scratching his head and asked inexplicably, it's really nerve-wracking, how do I understand it, how to realize that is your problem? When you can feel that you and this tree have merged into one, I will teach you deeper abilities. Luo Tian smiled. To comprehend that willow tree. Well, let me try. Luo Tian, your cultivation method is quite strange. Monkey King said, silently walked to the big willow tree behind him, put his hand on the willow tree, and began to comprehend this willow tree. An hour passed quickly. I am in the research room. It's finally finished. Great. With this detector, I can know their positions and combat power values. Bulma grinned and walked out with the detector. After coming to the courtyard, Bulma saw Luo Tian, who was basking in the sun, and Sun Wukong, who was holding the big willow tree with both hands. Of Bulma, what's the situation? Why is Wukong holding that willow tree? Hey, Wukong. Am I right? Is it you? Bulma thought he was dazzled. It's Bulma. Sun Wukong suddenly came back to his senses. What are you doing? Bulma was speechless. What are you doing holding our willow tree? It's really nerve-wracking. Luo Tian said that it made me realize this willow tree. Sun Wukong explained simply. Bulma, what kind of cultivation method is this? Luo Tian, if you continue to train like this, you will make Wukong stupid. Stand up first. Let me see your combat strength first.
Bulma greeted Sun Wukong. For easy understanding, I changed the text. 835. This value represents your combat strength, Wukong. 835?
Sun Wukong was stunned for a moment, scratching his head and said, how do I remember that Raditz once said that my combat power seems to be more than 400, is there a problem? Bulma was also a little puzzled. However, I found that after I recovered, my strength has indeed improved a lot. Sun Wukong pondered, let me take a look at someone else's. In a faraway position over there are two combat power values, one is 139 and the other is 206. Judging from this distance, it should be the old turtle in Klin.
Bulma guessed. Alright legends, that's it for today. Like, subscribe, and I'll meet you in the next audiobook.